Chosen ones, imagine yourself standing at the threshold of an extraordinary journey. Before you lies an uncharted path, one you may feel uncertain about but cannot ignore. Deep within your soul, you sense a calling, a divine whisper echoing through your spirit, urging you forward. Have you felt it before? That subtle yet relentless voice that reminds you, you were made for more. It stirs within you, assuring you that every trial, every tear, every restless night has been preparing you for something far greater than you could ever imagine. This moment, this message, is no accident. If you're here, it's because God has brought you to this very place for a reason. You are chosen, handpicked by the Creator of the universe to fulfill a purpose unique to you. Even if your journey has been fraught with difficulty, know this: you were never alone. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every unanswered question was shaping you, refining you for the destiny God has set before you. Today, let this message be your confirmation. Your breakthrough is near. The God who watches over you, the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps, is making a way through the wilderness of your life, preparing rivers to flow in your desert. For anyone who feels burdened by heartache, weighed down by discouragement, or weary from life's endless challenges, take heart, there is hope. Jesus has not forgotten you. He sees your pain, hears your cries, and understands the depths of your soul. He knows the weight you carry, the silent tears, the restless nights, and the moments when you've wondered if anyone truly sees the struggle within. But here's the truth. God doesn't just see your pain. He is working through it. Every trial, every disappointment, and every unanswered prayer is part of a larger plan. He is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for a future filled with divine purpose. He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The same God who watched over Israel, guiding them through deserts and parting seas, is watching over you. He is your protector, your provider, and your ever-present help in times of trouble. While it may feel like He is silent, God is tirelessly working behind the scenes, aligning events, preparing breakthroughs, and orchestrating blessings that will far exceed your imagination. His love for you is unrelenting, and His plans for you are good. This January, as we step into the new year of 2025, prepare your heart and spirit for a remarkable shift. A transformation is on the horizon, one so profound that it will redefine the course of your life. God is moving in ways only He can, unlocking doors that no one can close and unveiling opportunities crafted uniquely for you. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are divine appointments orchestrated by the Creator to guide you into the fullness of your purpose. Embrace this season with faith, for it marks the beginning of something extraordinary. This is your season to rise, to step out of the shadows and into the light of God's favor. He is elevating you, setting you apart to be a beacon of hope and encouragement to those around you. Even in your struggles, He is equipping you to inspire others, to reflect His love, and to carry His light into dark places. Trust that this season is not just about enduring, but about thriving. God is about to breathe new life into your circumstances. He is turning your sorrow into joy, your ashes into beauty, and your mourning into dancing. The journey may not always be easy, but the one who keeps you never grows weary. He walks with you every step of the way, holding you steady when the road gets rough. So, take heart and stand firm in faith. Your breakthrough is near. What you've been praying for, longing for, and trusting God for is closer than you think. With God on your side, this is your time to see His promises unfold. Be ready to embrace the blessings He has prepared for you. A new season is upon you, a season of unexpected favor, unstoppable opportunities, and undeniable transformation. Let's take a moment to reflect deeply on this profound promise from Scripture. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too difficult for me? Pause and consider those words. Do you believe them? Do you truly trust that the God who spoke the stars into existence, who commands the winds and waves, who has no limit to his power or wisdom, is more than able to handle the challenges you're facing? Every difficulty in your life, every mountain that seems too high to climb, is an opportunity for God to reveal his strength and demonstrate his glory. When you're weighed down by problems that seem insurmountable, remember this: nothing is too hard for God. Not the pain you've endured, not the setbacks you've experienced, not even the doubts that creep into your heart. He sees it all, and he is actively working through it to bring about something greater than you can imagine. But behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. This promise from Isaiah reminds us of God's creative and restorative power. When life feels barren, like a desert with no hope in sight, God is already at work making a way. He specializes in the impossible, in turning lifeless situations into streams of abundance, in bringing light to the darkest moments. You may not see the changes immediately, but trust that God is moving in the unseen realm, aligning circumstances, preparing hearts, and setting the stage for your breakthrough. His ways often defy human understanding. He doesn't just remove obstacles, he transforms them into stepping stones for your growth and purpose. That delay you're experiencing? It might be his way of refining your character. That closed door? It could be his protection from something not meant for you. God's plans are not just good, they are perfect, designed with your ultimate blessing and his glory in mind. So trust in his timing, even when it doesn't align with your own. Rest in the assurance that he is faithful to his promises. When you feel weary, let this truth anchor your soul. God is a God who specializes in the impossible. Take heart, chosen one. Even now, he is leveling mountains and opening doors you cannot see. The wilderness you are walking through today will one day be a testimony of his power and provision. Trust him. For the same God who created the heavens and the earth is crafting a masterpiece in your life. Hold on to faith and watch as he turns the impossible into reality. Throughout the Bible, we encounter countless examples of God's faithfulness, stories that remind us of his power, his mercy, and his unwavering commitment to those who trust him. Let's begin with Moses, a man who doubted his ability to fulfill the extraordinary calling placed on his life. When God called Moses to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses hesitated. He felt unqualified, pointing out his lack of eloquence and questioning whether he was the right person for such a monumental task. But God reassured him, saying, "I will be with you." It wasn't Moses' skill or strength that mattered. It was his willingness to obey. Through Moses' obedience, we see the might of God displayed in unimaginable ways. The parting of the Red Sea allowed an entire nation to escape slavery, walking on dry ground as their enemies were swept away. In the wilderness, God provided manna from heaven to feed his people and brought water from a rock to quench their thirst. These miracles are a testament to the truth that when we step out in faith, God shows up in ways that surpass human understanding. Like Moses, you may feel unprepared for what lies ahead, but know this: God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Now consider Job, a man whose story demonstrates resilience and unwavering faith in the face of profound suffering. Job's life was shattered as he lost everything: his wealth, his health, and even his beloved children. Yet despite his immense grief and unanswered questions, Job held fast to his belief that God was sovereign. He declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." Job's trust in God did not go unrewarded. After enduring his trials with steadfast faith, God restored Job's fortunes, blessing him with twice as much as he had before. His story reminds us that suffering, while painful, is never meaningless. God uses it to refine us, to strengthen our faith, and to prepare us for greater blessings. And then there's Rahab, whose story is a powerful illustration of redemption and purpose. As a woman living in Jericho, Rahab's past might have disqualified her in the eyes of others, but not in God's. When she chose to place her faith in the God of Israel, she risked her life to protect the Israelite spies, trusting that he would deliver her and her family. Not only was Rahab saved, but she was also given a place of honor in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Her life demonstrates that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. These stories, though separated by time and circumstance, share a common truth. God is always at work, even in the most challenging moments. He transforms trials into triumphs, pain into purpose, and brokenness into beauty. Like Moses, Job, and Rahab, trust that God is with you, crafting a story of redemption and victory that will glorify Him and bless you abundantly. Prayer is one of the most profound gifts we've been given, a direct and intimate connection to the heart of God. It's through prayer that we enter into His presence, laying our burdens at His feet and inviting His peace to fill the deepest corners of our lives. In prayer, we are reminded that we are not alone. The Creator of the universe is listening to every word, every whisper, and every unspoken cry of our hearts. Rejoice always. Pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. This verse calls us to live a life anchored in prayer, a life where rejoicing, constant communication with God, and gratitude in every season becomes second nature. When the storms of life leave us feeling lost or overwhelmed, prayer becomes the lifeline that steadies us. In the stillness of prayer, God meets us with clarity, strength, and reassurance, reminding us of His promises and His power to carry us through every challenge. Prayer isn't just about asking for help. It's about building a relationship with God. It's a sacred exchange where we pour out our hearts and, in turn, receive His guidance, wisdom, and love. It's in those quiet, intentional moments that we begin to align our desires with His will, finding peace in knowing that He is in control. Whether we are rejoicing in victory or wrestling in sorrow, prayer centers us in the truth of who God is, faithful, loving, and unchanging. But just as prayer is essential, so is community. God never intended for us to navigate life alone. From the very beginning, He designed us for connection, to share our burdens, to celebrate our joys, and to encourage one another in love and faith. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. Community is where faith grows stronger. Surround yourself with people who will uplift you, pray with you, and remind you of God's truth when your spirit feels weak. A Christ-centered community becomes a safe haven where you can find support during trials and celebration in victories. Together, you reflect the love of Jesus, inspiring one another to persevere and remain steadfast in faith. Whether it's through a church family, a small group, or a circle of faithful friends, community reminds us that we are not walking this journey alone. In times of struggle, they stand beside us in prayer. In moments of joy, they share in our triumphs. Let prayer be your anchor and community your strength, for together they create a foundation that will sustain you through life's storms. In both, God's presence is magnified, guiding you forward with hope and assurance. As you stand at the threshold of a new beginning, take a moment to reflect on where you've been and where God is calling you to go. This moment is an opportunity to release the weight of the past, the disappointments that left you weary, the regrets that linger in your heart, and even the successes that may have made you too comfortable to dream bigger. God is doing something new in your life, a work that is already unfolding, even if it isn't yet visible to you. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? God is calling you to shift your focus from what was to what is ahead. The past has played its role. It taught you, refined you, and brought you to this very moment. But it is not where you are meant to stay. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means trusting that God has something even greater in store. His promise is clear. He is making a way where there was none, carving paths in the wilderness and bringing streams of life into the deserts of your soul. Consider the story of Paul, once known as Saul, a man whose past seemed irredeemable. Saul persecuted Christians with zeal, believing he was serving God by destroying the early church. But God had a different plan for him, a purpose so profound that it would transform not only Paul's life, but the history of Christianity. On the road to Damascus, Paul encountered Jesus, and everything changed. He went from being a fierce enemy of the faith to one of its most passionate advocates, spreading the gospel across nations and writing letters that continue to inspire and guide believers today. Paul's transformation reminds us that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. No matter your past, your mistakes, your failures, or even the labels the world has placed on you, God can and will use you for His glory if you surrender to Him. Just as God worked through Paul, Rahab, and Moses, He is working through you. Rahab, with her unlikely background, became part of the lineage of Jesus Christ. Moses, hesitant and unsure, became the leader who delivered Israel. God's plans often defy human logic, but they are always perfect. You are no different. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. God has uniquely designed you for a purpose only you can fulfill. Embrace this calling with faith, trusting that He will guide your every step. Even when the path feels uncertain, trust that His hand is leading you to something far greater than you can imagine. Let go of the past and step boldly into the new thing God is doing in your life. Finally, hold on to hope. Hope is more than a fleeting feeling. It is the anchor of our souls, a steady and unshakable assurance rooted in the truth of God's promises. Hope reminds us that no matter how stormy life's seas may become, God's word stands firm, and His faithfulness endures. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Even in life's darkest valleys, when fear, grief, or uncertainty threaten to overwhelm you, hope whispers that God is near. He is walking with you, guiding your steps, and preparing a path that leads to something far greater than the pain you now endure. Hope anchors you, holding you steady when everything around you feels unsteady. When you trust in God, He fills your heart with joy and peace that surpass understanding. This doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it means you can walk through trials with confidence, knowing God is in control. He is writing your story, and no matter how difficult the chapter may seem, the ending is one of redemption, victory, and eternal joy. Let us end in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before You with grateful hearts. Thank You for Your faithfulness and Your promises. As we step into this new season, we declare it a time of breakthroughs, miracles, and divine encounters. Guide our steps, open doors, and let Your blessings flow abundantly over our lives. Strengthen us to walk in faith, trusting in Your plan and purpose. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. If this message has touched your heart, declare your faith by commenting Amen below. Subscribe to this channel and join a community of believers committed to walking this journey together. Remember, the best is yet to come. With God by your side, there is nothing too difficult for Him to accomplish in your life. Hold on to hope, trust in His promises, and step boldly into the destiny He has prepared for you. Have you ever taken a quiet moment to reflect on your childhood and wondered why your journey seems so different? Maybe you faced challenges that others around you appeared to avoid effortlessly. Perhaps you've grown into a responsible adult but still carry those lingering questions. Why did I struggle so much when I was young? Why did I feel so different from everyone else? Was all that hardship just random? Today I want to help you see a truth that can transform how you view your past. Your early experiences were not accidents. Those struggles, gifts, and sensitivities you carried as a child were not coincidences. They were signs. Signs that God was shaping you for a unique purpose before you even understood what purpose meant. The Bible beautifully declares in Jeremiah 1:5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This verse is a powerful reminder that God had a plan for your life before your very first breath. Every challenge you faced, every special moment you experienced, and every quirk that set you apart was part of His divine preparation. As we explore the 5 key signs that God was shaping you from childhood, I encourage you to participate. If any of these resonate with your story, take a moment to write a Bible verse or affirmation in the comments. Something like, "God chose me," or "The Lord is my guide." Your words might inspire someone else to recognize their own journey in a new light. Let's dive in. Sign 1. You faced more obstacles. Early in life. Were you that child who seemed to face more challenges than everyone else? Maybe your family life was far from peaceful. You might have grown up in a home filled with arguments, financial struggles, or responsibilities far beyond what a child should bear. While other kids were worrying about toys and games, you were worrying about how to make things work, how to stretch limited resources or mediate conflicts you didn't create. At school, it may have been no different. While some kids seemed to glide through effortlessly, perhaps you struggled with learning difficulties, language barriers, or the instability of constantly changing schools. If this sounds like your story, know this: God knew you could handle more than you thought you could. The Bible reminds us in Romans 5:3-4, suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Your early struggles weren't meant to break you. They were designed to build resilience and strength, qualities you would need later in life. Those years were like spiritual boot camp, shaping you into someone who could stand firm when others waver. Take a moment now to reflect. If this sign resonates with you, write a verse or affirmation in the comments. Perhaps, "I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me." By doing so, you're acknowledging that your early struggles were not wasted, but were part of God's plan to prepare you for greater things. Sign 2. You had prophetic or meaningful dreams. Do you remember having vivid, meaningful dreams as a child? Not just random or forgettable ones, but dreams that felt real, almost as if they carried a message. Maybe some of these dreams even predicted events or revealed truths that you didn't fully understand at the time. Perhaps you shared these dreams with a parent, sibling, or friend, only to be met with a shrug or even laughter. Over time, you may have learned to keep them to yourself, dismissing them as strange or irrelevant. Don't disregard those dreams so quickly. In the Bible, God often communicates through dreams. Think of Joseph in Genesis, a young man whose prophetic dreams eventually led to him saving nations. At first, his dreams made no sense to those around him, but in time, they revealed God's incredible plan. If you had dreams that felt deeply significant, it's possible that God gave you a spiritual sensitivity early on. While you may have pushed that sensitivity aside as you grew older, God hasn't forgotten. He may still want to use this gift in your life, whether to guide you, warn you, or help you understand deeper truths. If this resonates with you, comment something like, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." This simple act acknowledges your openness to God's guidance, even if it comes in unexpected forms. Sign 3. Animals and troubled children were drawn to you. Were you the kind of child who seemed to naturally attract those who were hurting? Maybe it was a stray dog or a timid cat that found comfort in your gentle touch when others frightened them. Perhaps it was a classmate going through a tough time who confided in you, sensing you would listen and understand. You may have even noticed adults gravitating toward you, sharing burdens they didn't disclose to others, simply because they felt safe in your presence. You might not have always known what to say or do in those moments. As a child, you didn't have all the answers or solutions. Yet somehow, your presence alone brought peace to chaotic situations. This wasn't by accident. It was evidence of God's light working within you. The Bible reminds us in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." That comforting warmth, that ability to calm the anxious and soothe the broken, was God's gift. It was a sign that He placed a nurturing spirit within you, a reflection of His own heart of compassion. This gift is more important than you may realize. We live in a world filled with turmoil, pain, and loneliness, where people and creatures alike long for comfort and peace. The ability to bring stability, even without words, is a quality the world desperately needs. It's a calling that mirrors Jesus, who often comforted the brokenhearted simply by being present with them. Think about the moments in your childhood when this gift was most evident. Perhaps you had a reputation as the animal whisperer, able to calm skittish creatures no one else could approach. Or maybe you were the friend people turned to when life became overwhelming, trusting you to carry their secrets without judgment. Even if you didn't recognize it at the time, these moments were signs of God's work in you. If this resonates with your story, consider what it means for your life today. That heart of compassion God placed in you as a child hasn't gone away. It's still there, waiting to be used to bring peace and hope to those around you. Perhaps you're called to care for the hurting through acts of service, volunteering at a shelter, mentoring young people, or simply being a listening ear for someone in need. Take a moment to embrace this gift by writing an affirmation like, "Lord, make me a channel of your peace," in the comments. This simple prayer not only acknowledges the nurturing spirit God placed within you, but also opens your heart to His guidance on how to use it. Remember, the ability to bring peace to others isn't just a personality trait, it's a reflection of God's love. When you allow His light to shine through you, you fulfill a divine purpose, touching lives in ways you may never fully understand. Trust that God has been working through you all along, and continue to let that light shine. Sign 4. You were sensitive to truth and hurt by dishonesty. How did you feel as a child when you encountered dishonesty? Maybe it wasn't something directed at you personally, a friend casually breaking a promise, a classmate exaggerating a story, or even an adult telling a so-called harmless lie. While others seemed to shrug it off without a second thought, it might have felt like a sharp sting to you. It wasn't just disappointment, it was deeper, a discomfort that lingered and weighed on your heart. For you, dishonesty wasn't merely wrong, it disrupted something sacred. It may have even made you question why others could so easily bend or ignore the truth. If you were particularly sensitive to lies, even those seen as insignificant, it's not a flaw in your personality or a result of being too serious. Instead, it's a sign that God placed His love for truth deep within you from an early age. The Bible speaks to this in Psalm 51 verse 6, saying, "Surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place." This verse reminds us that truth isn't just an external standard. It's a condition of the heart. When God created you, He instilled in you a longing for honesty, integrity, and authenticity. Your sensitivity to falsehood reflects God's own character, for He is the embodiment of truth. Consider the life of Jesus, who consistently spoke and lived out truth, even when it was difficult or costly. His example reminds us that living with integrity isn't always easy, but it's essential. As His followers, we are called to uphold truth in a world that often treats it as optional. Your childhood sensitivity to lies could be a reflection of God's preparation for you to be a voice of integrity, standing firm in environments where deceit might otherwise prevail. It's important to recognize that this sensitivity is not a burden, but a gift. It's evidence that God has chosen you to represent His values in a unique way. This doesn't mean you're called to confront every untruth you encounter. Rather, it means you're invited to live a life of honesty that inspires others. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reaffirm your commitment to truth. A simple prayer like, "Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation," can be a powerful declaration of your desire to align with God's heart. You might also consider how you can model integrity in your daily life, whether in your relationships, work, or personal decisions. Your sensitivity to dishonesty is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's a sign that God has called you to value and uphold truth in a way that mirrors His own nature. Embrace it, and let His truth shine through you. Sign 5. You were known for getting things done. Were you the child who always seemed to be the dependable one? Perhaps your family leaned on you to fix small but persistent problems around the house. Maybe your teachers assigned you responsibilities that seemed more suited to someone older because they trusted you wouldn't let them down. Even among your friends, you might have been the one others turned to in moments of need. Not because you were the loudest or most confident, but because they sensed your reliability and strength. At the time, you might not have thought much of it. You might have chalked it up to just how you are, or even felt the weight of those expectations as unfair. But what if those moments weren't random? What if they were intentional? In reality, God was using those early experiences to shape you into someone capable of handling bigger, more meaningful responsibilities in the future. Luke 16:10 reminds us of an important principle. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. Those seemingly small moments of trust, whether taking care of a sibling, organizing a classroom project, or resolving conflicts among your friends, were more than just tasks or chores. They were opportunities for God to build within you the qualities of a leader: reliability, problem-solving, and the ability to bring order to chaos. God often starts His work in us early, crafting us through life's ordinary demands. Think of David, who began as a shepherd boy faithfully watching over his father's sheep. What seemed like an unimportant role was actually preparation for a much greater calling as Israel's king. Similarly, Joseph's years managing household affairs and enduring trials prepared him to lead Egypt through a famine. These early experiences weren't distractions or delays. They were essential training. If this resonates with you, pause and reflect on how those moments of responsibility shaped your character. Did they teach you patience? Did they help you develop resilience? Did they show you the importance of stepping up even when the tasks seemed too big? This isn't just about reflecting on the past. It's about recognizing what God is calling you to do today. If He made you dependable and trustworthy, it's because He has a purpose for those qualities. He might be asking you to step into leadership roles in your community, church, or workplace. He might be calling you to help others in a way that requires the same strength and reliability you displayed as a child. If this sign speaks to you, consider affirming your readiness with the words of Isaiah 6:8. "Here I am, Lord, send me." This simple but powerful declaration shows your willingness to embrace the gifts and training God has invested in you. When you take a step back and look at these signs collectively, you'll see a clear pattern. Number 1, you faced more obstacles than others, building resilience and perseverance. Number 2, you had prophetic dreams, revealing spiritual sensitivity and insight. Number 3, you brought comfort to others, showing a heart of compassion. Number 4, you were sensitive to dishonesty, carrying God's standard of truth. Number 5, you were trusted to lead and solve problems, preparing you for bigger tasks. These are not random traits. They are divine clues that God's hand has been on you all along. So what do you do with this realization? First, acknowledge and thank God. Take a moment to pray something like, "Lord, I see now that you've been shaping me from the start. Thank you for your guidance, even when I didn't understand it." Next, ask God how to use these gifts for His glory today. Whether it's serving your community, leading others, or simply being a source of comfort and truth, know that you are equipped for a purpose. Remember Ephesians 2:10. We are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. You were never ordinary. God has been writing a story with your life, and it began long before you realized it. Now it's time to step confidently into the next chapter. Amen. Welcome, chosen ones. Let this message resonate deeply with your spirit. The devil may be powerful, but even his hands tremble when it comes to the chosen ones. Think about that for a moment. While most people live in constant fear of dark forces, here's a truth that will keep you up for all the right reasons. If you are truly chosen, no demon, no dark entity, no shadowy force can lay a finger on you. Why? Because your destiny is not ordinary. It is sealed with divine protection, a spiritual force field so unbreakable that even the darkest spirits whisper, "Not today." You ever wonder why, despite the chaos around you, you continue to rise? It's not luck. It's God placing you front and center, giving you a clear view of your enemies as they scramble in defeat. And let me tell you, the look on their faces when they realize they can't touch you? Priceless. Here's the truth. Your life is built on a foundation that dark forces cannot breach. You are untouchable, operating on a divine frequency that darkness cannot comprehend, let alone reach. Let's dive deeper into the reasons why the chosen ones are a force that even the devil himself fears. The energy of a chosen one is unmatched, vibrating on a level so high that it's beyond the comprehension of dark forces. Think of it as tuning into a radio station that doesn't exist on their dial. Demons and malevolent entities are confined to lower vibrations, feeding off fear, doubt, and negativity. But you? Your essence is like a celestial symphony they cannot hear. You don't just operate in a different realm. You live in a realm they cannot access. Their attacks bounce off you like pebbles against a fortress wall. It's not about being defensive. It's that they can't even begin to grasp your essence. To them, you're a beacon of light so radiant it's blinding. They scatter, powerless, because your very presence disrupts their plans. Your destiny isn't subject to negotiation. Long before dark forces ever plotted against you, God had already sealed your fate in divine ink. No demon, no scheme, no force can rewrite what God has ordained. Think of it as a celestial contract with your name on it, and there's no room for edits, cancellations, or interference. Every attempt to harm you only reinforces your divine path. Their efforts are absorbed into the divine plan, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. What they meant for evil is repurposed for your growth. This isn't just protection. It's a divine guarantee that your life's purpose will prevail. When you walk with the confidence of someone whose destiny is sealed, every move you make becomes unstoppable. Demons thrive on manipulation and deceit, weaving their influence in the shadows where their schemes can go unnoticed. They plant seeds of fear, doubt, and confusion, hoping you'll unknowingly nurture them with your thoughts and energy. Their power lies in subtlety, relying on their ability to remain hidden while pulling the strings. But as a chosen one, the moment you become aware of their tactics, their power begins to unravel. Awareness is their greatest enemy because it shines a light on their tricks, rendering them powerless. Your understanding acts as both a shield and a sword. It blocks their attempts to infiltrate your mind and cuts through their web of lies with the clarity of divine truth. They rely on secrecy, but you expose them with the light you carry. Their entire strategy collapses when faced with someone who sees through the illusions they so carefully craft. This knowledge terrifies them because they cannot manipulate what is no longer blind to their schemes. The clarity you possess is their defeat. It neutralizes their efforts, leaving them scrambling in confusion and fear. By simply recognizing their games, you strip them of their power, ensuring their attempts fail before they even begin. Here's a powerful truth. The war against you was lost before it even began. From the moment you were chosen, your victory was written into the divine blueprint of your life. Your story is sealed with God's promise, making every trap, every scheme, and every attack against you utterly futile. You are a living testament to the scripture that proclaims, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." The forces of darkness know this truth, yet they still attempt to resist it, only to fail repeatedly. Dark forces pour their energy into trying to derail you, hoping to disrupt the divine purpose attached to your life, but every strike they launch only reinforces their defeat. Each failed attempt reminds them of their ultimate powerlessness against someone protected and elevated by God. The harder they push, the more their plans unravel, exposing their inability to alter what has already been divinely ordained. Your life is anchored to a purpose that cannot be undone. Their efforts to stop you are not only ineffective, they highlight the profound truth of your calling. They are fighting a battle they were destined to lose, and your unwavering progress is proof that God's plan for you remains unstoppable. The authority you carry as a chosen one is undeniable and unmatched. You are not just protected by divine power, you walk in dominion, a position of spiritual superiority that commands respect and instills fear in the forces of darkness. While dark forces thrive in environments of chaos, fear, and confusion, your very presence disrupts their strongholds. When you step into a room, it is not merely you who enters. It is the spiritual authority bestowed upon you by the Creator. This authority radiates from you like a beacon of light, causing them to scatter in panic. Your life is not about mere survival. It's about dominance over darkness. You don't just withstand their attacks, you dismantle their influence entirely, rendering their schemes powerless. They avoid you not out of preference, but because they have no other choice. The energy you carry is too great for them to endure, and they recognize the divine hand that moves with you. This authority isn't just acknowledged, it is deeply feared. Darkness cannot coexist with the light you bring. Where they sow confusion, you bring clarity. Where they stir fear, you exude peace. Your dominion isn't a passive shield, it is an active force that nullifies their presence entirely. You are more than a threat, you are their undoing, a living testament to the power and purpose that cannot be challenged. In your presence, they are reminded of their limits and the futility of opposing someone so deeply aligned with divine truth. Fear is the weapon of choice for demons, their most potent tool for gaining control and sowing destruction. It is the gateway they use to manipulate thoughts, distort reality, and pull people into despair. Fear creates doubt, hesitation, and a sense of powerlessness, all of which are fertile ground for darkness to thrive. But as a chosen one, fear does not rule your heart or dictate your actions. Your mindset is grounded in faith, a divine confidence that places you beyond their reach. This shift in energy is profound. It creates a divine firewall around you, an impenetrable barrier that dark forces cannot cross. When fear comes knocking, you don't answer. You do not entertain the lies, the threats, or the chaos it brings. And this refusal confounds them. Their entire strategy is built on the assumption that you'll buckle under pressure, that fear will paralyze you, and that they can exploit your uncertainty. But when you remain steadfast, their power disintegrates, leaving them frustrated and powerless. Your courage doesn't just protect you, it sends a resounding message to the spiritual realm. Fear has no place here. It declares that your trust lies not in what is seen, but in the divine hand that guides your steps. This unwavering faith is your shield, and it turns every attack back on itself. The more they try to stir fear, the more they reveal their own powerlessness. In the presence of a chosen one walking boldly in faith, fear has no foothold, and darkness loses its grip entirely. Demons rely heavily on predictability. They are masters of studying human behavior, analyzing patterns, and identifying weaknesses they can exploit. They thrive when people fall into cycles of fear, doubt, and hesitation, behaviors they know how to manipulate. But when it comes to chosen ones, their strategies fall apart. You don't play by the rules of the world or adhere to predictable patterns. Instead, your actions are guided by divine purpose, making you both unpredictable and unshakable. They expect fear, but you stand firm in faith. They anticipate hesitation, but you move forward with unwavering confidence. When they try to push you into doubt, you counter with boldness rooted in trust. This refusal to follow their script throws them into chaos. They cannot map out your next move or anticipate how you'll respond, leaving them powerless to control or influence you. You are a mystery they cannot solve, a force they cannot manipulate. And this confusion doesn't just frustrate them, it weakens their ability to act. Their entire strategy depends on predictability, but when faced with someone aligned with divine truth, their plans unravel. You disrupt their tactics simply by being authentically guided by God, leaving them baffled and defeated. Demons thrive in chaos, feeding on fear, confusion, and turmoil to gain control. But your peace? It's an unshakable force that disrupts their plans at their very core. This peace doesn't come from living a life free of challenges. Instead, it flows from your profound connection to the divine, a source of strength that remains constant even in the midst of storms. While others may falter under pressure or panic in trials, you walk with a calm assurance that God is guiding your path. This unyielding peace is their greatest frustration. They scheme to stir confusion, hoping to cloud your judgment, yet you remain steady and clear-minded. They attempt to plant seeds of doubt in your heart, but your faith serves as fertile ground only for truth, leaving their efforts to wither and fail. Every attempt they make to disrupt your life only serves to highlight their powerlessness. Your peace doesn't just shield you, it actively dismantles their influence. It renders their tools ineffective, turning their chaos into silence. By walking in divine calmness, you not only protect yourself but also send a resounding message. I am untouchable, and darkness has no hold here. In the spiritual realms, your name is more than a mere identifier. It resonates as a declaration of divine authority and purpose. It is marked by power, imbued with the backing of the Creator himself, and recognized by every force in existence. Dark forces know your name, and the sound of it sends tremors through their ranks. They understand that you are not ordinary. You are chosen, protected, and elevated by a divine mandate that places you beyond their reach. When they even consider coming against you, they are stopped in their tracks by the weight of the consequences. It's as if your name carries a celestial warning label. Do not touch. This isn't just caution. It's fear born of recognition. They see the divine authority you wield, the angelic armies that stand at your side, and the impenetrable purpose surrounding you. Their fear isn't irrational. It's a response to the reality of who you are. To them, you are untouchable, a living embodiment of divine truth and power. With every step you take, you remind them that their schemes are futile, their plans powerless against the force of God's will that surrounds your life. Darkness thrives in secrecy, feeding on fear, doubt, and ignorance where its schemes can go unnoticed. But your light? It's a brilliant spotlight that penetrates even the deepest shadows, exposing every hidden agenda and deceitful plan. Demons rely on manipulation and deception, weaving lies to trap the unsuspecting. Yet your very existence brings clarity, dismantling their tricks before they even take hold. You don't have to fight or struggle to expose them. Your presence alone does the work. Imagine this. As soon as you step into a situation, the forces of darkness scatter, scrambling like cockroaches fleeing from a sudden burst of light. That's the undeniable power of your authenticity. Your unwavering alignment with truth disrupts their strategies, leaving them powerless and disoriented. They can't operate in the radiant presence of someone so deeply connected to divine purpose. Your light doesn't just reveal their schemes, it renders them ineffective. Darkness cannot survive where truth and clarity reign. By simply standing firm in who you are, walking in the authority you've been given, you become a beacon of divine power that makes manipulation and fear crumble to dust. Darkness cannot compete with the brilliance you carry. Simply by existing, you embody a profound challenge to everything dark forces represent. Your life is not merely a sequence of moments. It is a living testament to light, love, and divine purpose. Every breath you take, every step you make, and every choice guided by faith sends an unyielding message to the spiritual realm. Darkness has no place here. You carry within you the unmistakable imprint of divine truth, a light so radiant that it illuminates even the deepest shadows. You don't need to shout, struggle, or engage in endless battles. Your mere presence is a declaration of victory, a bold statement that the forces of darkness cannot refute. It is not your actions alone, but the essence of who you are, a being aligned with divine will that repels and unsettles them. Darkness trembles before the clarity, peace, and strength you exude, for it cannot stand against the power of truth. Every moment you live authentically in alignment with your divine calling, you dismantle the schemes of darkness simply by refusing to bow to fear or despair. You are not just surviving. You are radiating an unstoppable truth that darkness can neither comprehend nor withstand. As a chosen one, solitude is never your reality. You walk with the constant presence of angelic forces, divine allies who are tirelessly working on your behalf. These are not passive guardians silently observing from a distance. They are powerful enforcers of God's will, ensuring that your path is protected, guided, and clear of anything that seeks to derail your divine purpose. Their mission is not merely to shield you, but to actively pave the way for your destiny, transforming obstacles into stepping stones and adversities into avenues of growth. Every challenge you face is met with their supernatural intervention, turning what seems impossible into a demonstration of divine power. When the enemy attempts to attack, these heavenly forces rise like an impenetrable wall, deflecting harm and using every trial to strengthen your resolve. You are fortified by a spiritual army that not only protects but empowers you. This divine reinforcement ensures that every setback becomes a setup for your success. With them by your side, you are truly unstoppable, moving through life with the confidence that every step you take is divinely orchestrated and supported by a force that no darkness can overcome. Your life is a masterpiece, a divine story written in celestial ink. You are not just a traveler in this world. You are a beacon of light, a disruptor of darkness, and a force that even the devil fears. Your journey is fortified by divine protection, guided by purpose, and illuminated by truth. Every step you take is a testament to God's unwavering plan for your life, and every challenge you face only amplifies your brilliance. So, stand tall, chosen one. Shine your light boldly and without hesitation. The world needs your radiance, your strength, and your unwavering faith. Remember, the heavens celebrate your every step, cheering you on as you walk in purpose and power. Let this message fill your spirit with hope and courage as you continue your divine journey. If this message has resonated with you, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like this video. Share it with those who need encouragement. Together, let us rise stronger, brighter, and more united than ever before. Thank you for being here and see you in the next video. Greetings, chosen ones. You have been guided here, not by chance, but by divine purpose. In a time when the scriptures are being fulfilled before our very eyes, the Spirit leads those with discernment to understand the mysteries of the Holy Book. Today, we will explore the 13 most feared signs of the apocalypse as described in the book of Revelation. This message is not about fear, but preparation. Spiritual clarity to perceive the events heralding the final days of this earthly cycle. The prophecies in Revelation are not mere allegories. They are solemn warnings, designed to awaken us to the truth of God's plan. They speak of wars, natural disasters, and global upheaval. But for those who are faithful, they also herald divine victory and eternal restoration. While the world may see chaos, the chosen will see through the veil, understanding that these trials are necessary to purify the faithful and usher in celestial order. Before we delve into these revelations, it is vital that you align your spirit with God's truth. Strengthen this community by sharing this message, connecting with others, and activating the light within. Take a deep breath and prepare yourself for what is to come. Together, we will interpret the signs and uncover what God has revealed for this decisive time. Number 1. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Among the most vivid and foreboding signs of the end times are the four horsemen of the apocalypse, each a harbinger of divine judgment. Their arrival, described in Revelation 6:1-8, marks a sequence of calamities unleashed upon the earth, testing humanity's faith and resilience. These horsemen are not mere symbols of chaos. They carry profound spiritual warnings, revealing the imbalance in the world and the need for humanity to return to God. The white horseman is often interpreted as conquest, but is also seen as a representation of spiritual deception. Riding forth with a crown and a bow, he brings a semblance of peace and unity that is ultimately false. This horseman conquers not through force but through persuasion, capturing hearts and minds with alluring ideologies and leaders who promise harmony, yet lead people astray from God's truth. For the chosen, This deception manifests in the rise of movements or authorities that appear righteous yet undermine faith, encouraging humanity to trust in worldly solutions over divine wisdom. The Red Horseman, with his fiery presence, symbolizes war and unrelenting violence. Armed with a sword, he removes peace from the earth, inciting division and conflict. This sign is evident in continuous and escalating global turmoil, wars that seem never-ending, fueled by deep spiritual and moral fractures rather than merely political or economic disputes. For the chosen, the arrival of this horseman is recognized not only in visible battles, but also in the growing hostility and unrest within human hearts, as love and unity give way to hatred and discord. The Black Horseman rides with scales in hand, embodying famine and economic disparity. His presence signals scarcity, as resources are measured and restricted, and essential goods become luxuries for many. The chosen will discern his arrival in the increasing gap between the rich and the poor, the global food crises, and the economic systems that fail to protect the vulnerable. This horseman's shadow extends beyond physical hunger, symbolizing the spiritual poverty of a world where greed and selfishness have replaced justice and compassion. The Pale Horseman, whose very name evokes dread, represents death and pestilence. With the power to devastate through disease and disaster, his arrival is marked by pandemics, unexplained illnesses, and natural catastrophes that claim countless lives. His reach extends across nations, reminding humanity of its frailty and the fleeting nature of worldly power. For the chosen, the presence of this horseman is a call to reflection, a stark reminder of the consequences of living apart from God's protective grace. These horsemen are not simply agents of destruction, they are heralds of divine truth, awakening the world to its spiritual crisis. For the chosen, these trials are not causes for despair, but calls to vigilance and hope, affirming the nearness of God's restoration. Through faith and discernment, they recognize these signs as part of a divine plan, reminding them to remain steadfast and prepared for the coming of God's kingdom. The four horsemen serve as powerful reminders that these events are not mere coincidences, but profound spiritual warnings, reflecting a deep imbalance in the world. For the chosen, these trials are not only tests of faith, but also signs of hope, pointing to God's divine plan and the nearness of His ultimate restoration. Number 2. A third of the earth destroyed. When the trumpets sound, as described in Revelation 8, they herald a series of catastrophic events that impact creation, serving as unmistakable signs of divine judgment upon humanity. These events are far more than natural disasters. They carry profound spiritual significance, urging repentance and a return to God's ways. The first trumpet brings fire mixed with blood, consuming a third of the earth's vegetation. This devastation, reflected in events like raging wildfires and severe climate upheaval, serves as a stark warning about humanity's corruption and its failure to honor God's command to steward His creation. Such destruction reveals the consequences of spiritual and environmental neglect. The second trumpet turns the sea into blood, causing the death of marine life. Ecological crises, such as mass fish deaths, oil spills, and the collapse of aquatic ecosystems, echo this judgment. These events expose humanity's disregard for the balance and sanctity of God's provision through the seas. The third trumpet poisons freshwater sources with a star called wormwood. Water scarcity, contamination, and escalating conflicts over access to clean water mirror this judgment. These issues highlight both physical consequences and spiritual bitterness stemming from humanity's rebellion against divine truth. The fourth trumpet darkens a third of the sun, moon, and stars, reducing the light that sustains life. This unsettling phenomenon may be reflected in unusual celestial events or increasing spiritual darkness, symbolizing the fragile state of a world under divine judgment. Each trumpet blast is a wake-up call, not just a display of destruction, but a reminder of humanity's dependence on God. These signs urge reflection, repentance, and preparation, as the time to align with God's will grows increasingly urgent. Those who heed these warnings find both a call to action and a promise of ultimate restoration. Number 3. The beast, rising from the sea. The beast rising from the sea, as described in Revelation 13:1-10, is one of the most ominous symbols in Scripture. With 10 horns and 7 heads, it embodies a powerful global system that stands in direct opposition to God's will. Empowered by the dragon, identified as Satan, this entity demands worship and unwavering loyalty, presenting itself as an ultimate authority over humanity. Its influence extends across political, economic, and spiritual spheres, seeking to dominate every aspect of life. This system manifests through leaders or structures that appear to offer unity and progress, but operate with values that undermine divine truth. Such ideologies may be clothed in promises of peace and prosperity, yet their underlying motives reject God's sovereignty. Those attuned to spiritual discernment will recognize this rising power not only in its overt actions, but in the subtle ways it seeks to replace God with itself as the object of devotion. One of the most defining characteristics of the beast is its ability to silence those who oppose it. Dissenting voices, especially those proclaiming God's truth, will face severe persecution. Believers who refuse to conform to its demands will be ostracized, marginalized, and subjected to oppression. This system wields economic control as a weapon, making survival increasingly difficult for those who remain steadfast in their faith. Its grip on financial systems and societal structures will force individuals to choose between allegiance to the beast and loyalty to God. Mass deception is another hallmark of this entity. The beast will be glorified by many, with its accomplishments and authority celebrated worldwide. Through persuasive rhetoric and impressive feats, it will captivate the hearts and minds of the majority, leading them into idolatry. This glorification, whether of a leader, government, or ideology, will be marked by a rejection of biblical principles and a deliberate effort to replace God's truth with lies. Resisting the beast requires unwavering courage and spiritual clarity. Those who refuse to bow to its authority will need immense fortitude to stand firm in the face of persecution and deprivation. This resistance is not only a physical stance but a spiritual one, an unshakable commitment to God's truth, even when it comes at great personal cost. Such resilience can only come from deep faith, prayer, and reliance on God's strength. Number 4. The Mark of the Beast. The Mark of the Beast, described in Revelation 13:16-18, is one of the most chilling elements of the end times prophecy. It is a seal of allegiance to a corrupt and oppressive system, representing submission to the authority of the beast. Without this mark, individuals will be excluded from participating in the basic necessities of life, such as buying and selling, granting the beast near total economic and social control. This mark is not merely a physical symbol, but also a representation of spiritual alignment. It signifies a choice to reject God's sovereignty in favor of allegiance to the beast. Its implementation will likely involve technologies or systems that demand conformity to ideologies and practices that are directly opposed to God's principles. These systems will present themselves as essential for survival or convenience, compelling individuals to compromise their faith under the guise of progress or necessity. However, the true danger of the mark lies in its spiritual implications. Accepting it is more than an economic or social decision. It is a declaration of loyalty to a system rooted in rebellion against God. It represents a spiritual submission that has eternal consequences, aligning those who accept it with the forces of evil. Rejecting the mark will require immense courage and unshakable faith. Those who refuse to take it will face persecution, exclusion, and even death. Yet, this choice is not made in despair, but in trust. Trust in God's provision and protection. Scripture assures believers that God will sustain His faithful ones, even in the face of great adversity. Number 5. The Bowls of Wrath. The 7 bowls of divine wrath described in Revelation 16 are a series of ultimate judgments poured out upon a rebellious world. These catastrophic events are not random disasters. They are direct manifestations of God's justice, bringing retribution to those who have rejected Him and aligning the earth for its final restoration. The first bowl unleashes painful sores upon those who have worshipped the beast and accepted its mark. These sores are more than physical afflictions. They symbolize the deep spiritual corruption and consequences of disobedience. Those who align themselves with the beast now experience the tangible effects of their choices, both physically and spiritually. The second and third bowls turn the seas and fresh water into blood. This judgment devastates the earth's life-sustaining resources, representing the destruction of God's provision. The loss of water, the essence of life, underscores the severity of rebellion against the Creator. These plagues remind humanity of its dependence on God, who is the true source of sustenance. The fourth bowl intensifies the sun's heat, scorching those who refuse to repent, while the fifth bowl brings darkness over the beast's kingdom. This darkness exposes the evil system's true nature, revealing its lies and powerlessness against God's authority. Those who trusted in the beast are left in despair, their spiritual blindness now mirrored by physical darkness. The sixth and seventh bowls unleash great earthquakes and natural disasters, shaking the very foundations of creation. These events are not mere environmental phenomena. They symbolize the crumbling of all human-made systems that stand in defiance of God. The earth is being prepared for the return of Christ and the establishment of His kingdom. For those who remained faithful, these judgments are not tragedies but reaffirmations of God's righteousness and a reminder of His imminent victory over all evil. Number 6. The Fall of Babylon. The Great Babylon the Great, as described in Revelation 17-18, symbolizes a vast and corrupt global system characterized by wealth, immorality, and rebellion against God. This entity is more than a physical city. It represents the spiritual and moral decay of a world that has turned its back on the Creator. Babylon thrives on materialism, greed, and exploitation, accumulating power and wealth at the expense of justice and righteousness. Its influence corrupts governments, economies, and cultures, leading humanity further into spiritual darkness. The fall of Babylon is one of the most dramatic and pivotal events of the last days. This system, once seen as invincible, will collapse suddenly and completely, leaving those who benefited from its corruption in mourning. Merchants, leaders, and the wealthy, those who profited from Babylon's greed, will lament its destruction, not because of its immorality, but because their source of power and luxury has been taken away. This lamentation exposes the emptiness of a system that idolized wealth and ignored God's commands. The fall of Babylon will be swift and accompanied by celestial signs, such as earthquakes and other catastrophic events, further testifying to the divine nature of its judgment. This destruction is not only physical, but symbolic of God dismantling the very foundations of rebellion and human pride. For those attuned to God's truth, the fall of Babylon represents a decisive moment in history, the end of humanity's corrupt systems and the dawn of God's eternal kingdom. This event reaffirms God's justice and His ultimate sovereignty, offering hope to the faithful that a new era of righteousness, peace, and divine order is on the horizon. It is both a warning and a promise that God's plan will prevail. Number 7. The Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon, as described in Revelation 16:16 and 19:11-21, is the final and ultimate confrontation between the forces of good and evil, a battle that will culminate in the victorious return of Christ. It is not merely a physical war, but a spiritual culmination of the age-old conflict between God's sovereignty and humanity's rebellion. In this climactic moment, global alliances will form under the leadership of the Antichrist, uniting in open defiance against God's rule. These alliances will seek to destroy the faithful, suppress truth, and challenge the authority of the Creator. For those who remain steadfast, this gathering of nations is not just a geopolitical event but a clear spiritual sign of humanity's final rebellion against divine sovereignty. At the height of this conflict, the heavens will open, revealing Christ in all His glory. Riding a white horse and leading the armies of heaven, He will descend with power and authority, bringing judgment upon the wicked and salvation to the faithful. His appearance will be unmistakable, shining as the ultimate fulfillment of God's promise of justice and restoration. The Antichrist, the false prophet, and their armies will be defeated, cast into the lake of fire, marking the complete triumph of good over evil. This battle signifies much more than the end of rebellion. It heralds the beginning of God's eternal reign. With evil vanquished, the stage is set for the establishment of a new heaven and a new earth, where righteousness, peace, and divine order will prevail forever. For believers, Armageddon is not a moment of fear, but of profound hope, a promise that God's victory is assured and His kingdom is at hand. Number 8. The Millennial Reign and Final Rebellion. The 1,000-year reign of Christ, also known as the Millennium, described in Revelation 21-10, is a period of unparalleled peace, restoration, and divine justice. During this time, Christ Himself will rule over the earth, bringing harmony to creation and establishing a kingdom founded on righteousness and truth. This era will fulfill prophetic visions of universal justice, where nations will live in peace, and all creation will flourish under the perfect leadership of the Savior. Under Christ's reign, the world will experience a restoration of God's original design. Suffering, oppression, and evil will cease, as Satan is bound and unable to influence humanity. The chosen will recognize this period through its complete departure from the chaos and injustice of the previous age. Truth will reign supreme, and all people will have the opportunity to witness the unmatched glory and love of the Creator. However, this period of peace will come to a dramatic conclusion when Satan is released for one final rebellion. After being bound for 1,000 years, he will once again deceive the nations, gathering a vast army to challenge God's authority. Despite the magnitude of this rebellion, it will be swiftly and decisively crushed. Fire from heaven will consume Satan's forces, and he will be cast into the lake of fire, never to return. This final victory marks the complete and ultimate triumph of God over evil. It signals the end of all opposition to His sovereignty and ushers in the eternal state of His kingdom. Number 9. The Two Witnesses. In Revelation 11:3-12, God sends two witnesses as His messengers during a time of great opposition and spiritual darkness. These witnesses will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth, symbolizing their message of repentance and mourning for humanity's rebellion. Their mission is to call people back to God, confronting the world with the truth of His justice and mercy. The two witnesses will be empowered by God to perform extraordinary miracles that demonstrate His sovereignty. They will have the authority to shut the heavens so that no rain falls, to turn water into blood, and to strike the earth with plagues as often as they desire. These miraculous acts will not only confirm their divine commission, but will also serve as a warning to those who persist in defying God's will. During their ministry, the witnesses will face fierce opposition, particularly from the beast, who represents the forces of evil. Their message will provoke anger and rejection from a world increasingly hostile to divine truth. Eventually, the beast will succeed in killing them, and their bodies will lie unburied in the streets of a city symbolically called Sodom and Egypt, representing humanity's sin and rebellion. This apparent victory will lead many to celebrate, believing they have silenced God's messengers. However, after 3.5 days, God will resurrect the witnesses in full view of their enemies. Their ascension to heaven will serve as an undeniable testimony to God's power and authority, proving that evil's triumph is temporary. This event will bring fear to many and will reaffirm to the faithful that God's ultimate victory is near. The two witnesses embody God's mercy and justice, showing that even in the darkest times, He provides opportunities for repentance while demonstrating His unstoppable sovereignty. From the rise of false prophets to the final judgment, the signs described in Revelation serve as pivotal milestones in the unfolding of God's divine plan. These events, though daunting and often overwhelming, are not meant to incite fear in the faithful, but to strengthen their resolve and encourage steadfastness in their walk with God. Each sign is a marker, a signal that God's promises are being fulfilled and that the ultimate restoration of His creation is drawing near. The rise of false prophets will be one of the most challenging tests of faith. These deceivers, empowered by the forces of evil, will perform signs and wonders to mislead even the elect if possible. They will distort truth and lead many astray with enticing messages that appeal to human pride and desires. For those rooted in God's word, however, these false teachers will be discernible, and their deceit will only deepen the faithful's commitment to stand firm in the truth. As the final judgment approaches, global chaos will intensify. Nations will rise against nations, natural disasters will grow in frequency and severity, and spiritual warfare will become increasingly evident. Despite this, the faithful are called to look beyond the turmoil and see these events as necessary steps toward the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. They are reminders that while evil may seem to prevail temporarily, its time is limited, and its defeat is certain. For believers, these signs are not causes for despair but opportunities to draw closer to God. Through prayer, scripture, and fellowship with other believers, they are reminded to trust in His promises. By remaining steadfast, they bear witness to the hope and assurance found in Christ, knowing that God's justice, mercy, and ultimate victory will prevail. The signs described in Revelation are far more than catastrophic events. They are divine warnings, urging humanity to prepare for the fulfillment of God's eternal promises. Each sign calls us to reflect, repent, and realign our lives with His will. For those who seek Him, these signs are not causes for fear, but opportunities to grow in vigilance, faith, and hope, trusting in the sovereign plan of our Creator. Now is the time to strengthen your faith. Immerse yourself in prayer, study God's Word, and live each day in alignment with His truth. While the world may grow darker, the faithful have the assurance that Christ's victory is near. The message of Revelation is not one of despair but of triumph. God's kingdom will prevail, His justice will reign, and His promises will never fail. Do you see these signs around you? Which of them do you believe is already unfolding? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's encourage one another to stay strong in our faith. If you found this message inspiring, subscribe to our channel for more insights into God's Word, and see you in the next video. Let this sink in for a moment. December 2024 isn't just another month on the calendar. It's a divine appointment. Scientists tell us that avalanches often begin with small shifts, subtle tremors that release massive, unstoppable energy. Sound familiar? That's exactly what's about to unfold in your life. You've sensed it, haven't you? The tension in the air, the quiet before the storm, the feeling that something big, life-changing, is about to happen. But here's the spoiler. This isn't a storm of problems. It's a downpour of blessings so abundant you'll need a spiritual umbrella to catch it all. If you're wondering, why now? Why me? Let me tell you this. The universe has been working overtime, orchestrating this very moment. It's as if everything has been waiting for you to finally believe in yourself. The avalanche is coming. Whether you're ready or not, your life is about to shift. The preparation? Every trial, every moment of doubt, every silent battle, it all served a purpose. Now buckle up, chosen ones. December is about to rain miracles, and you're sitting in the front row of a celestial show unlike anything you've ever seen. Think back to the darkest nights of your life. Those sleepless hours, the betrayals, the rejections. They weren't random. Life wasn't trying to break you. It was forging you. Every painful moment was a tool carving you into someone extraordinary. And extraordinary blessings require extraordinary people. The universe didn't put you through trials to punish you. It was positioning you. You see, the blessings coming your way aren't just a reward. They're a response. A response to your resilience when it felt like the world was against you. A response to the moments you stood firm when giving up seemed easier. Every tear you shed in silence, Every time you chose faith over fear, every step you took in darkness, they weren't wasted. They were seeds planted in fertile soil, now ready to bloom. The struggles weren't just external, they were internal, reshaping your mindset, building your resilience, and teaching you patience. What's coming isn't just for your joy, it's cosmic confirmation that everything you endured was worth it. This avalanche of blessings, it's not karma, it's divine correction. It's the universe saying, you've passed the test, and now it's your time. Your energy has shifted profoundly, and whether you've realized it yet or not, you've become magnetic. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It's the culmination of countless intentional choices, choosing to protect your peace when chaos surrounded you, releasing negativity that no longer served you, and realigning your focus on what truly matters. Each decision, each moment of inner work has elevated your vibration, creating a force so powerful it is now pulling blessings into your life with unstoppable momentum. The principle is simple yet profound. Energy attracts energy. The work you've done internally, healing wounds, nurturing faith, building resilience, has begun to manifest externally. For months, perhaps even years, you labored in silence, pouring yourself into personal growth without applause, recognition, or even visible results. It may have felt like nothing was happening, but beneath the surface, everything was shifting. And now, the shift is complete. You've aligned yourself so deeply with abundance that the universe has no choice but to respond. Blessings aren't random, they're drawn to alignment. And here's the beauty of it. You've stopped chasing what was never meant for you, letting go of empty pursuits and dead ends. In doing so, you've created space for what was always destined to find you. That space is now being filled with divine opportunities, meaningful relationships, and life-altering breakthroughs. You've tuned your energy to the frequency of abundance, and now it's broadcasting loud and clear, pulling everything that resonates with your newfound vibration toward you. December 2024 isn't just another month on the calendar. It's the culmination of your alignment, your patience, and your persistence. This is your moment, and the blessings coming your way are just the beginning. Every silent battle you've endured has been a stepping stone, laying the foundation for victories so monumental that they'll echo far beyond your wildest dreams. Those nights when your tears fell unseen, the sacrifices you made that went unappreciated, and the pain you carried alone, they were not in vain. Each moment of struggle was chiseling away at the outdated, the unnecessary, the things that no longer served you. It was shaping you, refining you, and making room for the new. The world may not have noticed your battles, but the victories on the horizon will be impossible to ignore. This isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about divine justice. The universe, ever watchful, saw every effort, every ounce of faith you mustered when the odds were stacked against you. And now, it's turning your trials into triumphs. The blessings heading your way aren't just personal rewards. They're living proof of the transformative power of perseverance and faith. For too long, your struggles went unnoticed, but the time has come for your rise to take center stage. Those who doubted you, who overlooked your pain, will have no choice but to witness the magnitude of your success. Not because you're seeking their approval, but because the sheer brilliance of what you're stepping into will leave them awestruck. The silent battles are over, and the loud victories have arrived. This is your season, not just to thrive, but to inspire, to show others what it means to endure and to emerge stronger, brighter, and more radiant than ever before. The time for hiding your strength is over. The world is about to see what resilience, faith, and divine timing can truly accomplish. This avalanche of blessings is not meant to be quiet or understated. It's meant to be loud, overwhelming, and absolutely undeniable. The impact will be so profound that those who doubted you, who whispered behind your back, and who underestimated your potential will have no choice but to watch in stunned silence. What's about to unfold in your life defies explanation, and that's by design. It's a divine demonstration of what happens when preparation, resilience, and divine favor collide. For too long, your silence was mistaken for weakness. Your humility was misinterpreted as a lack of ambition, and your patience was seen as inaction. What they couldn't see, however, was the foundation you were carefully building in secret. Brick by brick, you fortified your faith, nurtured your dreams, and cultivated a strength that only grows in the unseen places. Now, the blessings that have been quietly stacking up are ready to come crashing down in one unstoppable, breathtaking surge. This isn't about proving anyone wrong or rubbing your success in anyone's face. It's about reclaiming the narrative others tried to write for you. The very qualities they thought disqualified you, your quiet determination, your ability to rise above drama, your unwavering trust in divine timing, are the ones that set you apart. Your rise is not just a personal victory, it's a lesson, a testimony, and a statement. It's proof that doubting a chosen one is always a losing game. The avalanche of blessings will not only lift you higher, but also reveal the truth to everyone watching. Greatness is often cultivated in silence, and when it emerges, it is impossible to ignore. Most people find themselves chasing either wealth or peace, believing that the two are mutually exclusive. Few ever achieve both, but for you, chosen one, December 2024 marks a turning point, a rare and extraordinary moment where financial prosperity and spiritual depth converge. You've spent years building a foundation so strong, so deeply rooted in purpose, that it can now support the immense abundance flowing your way. This season isn't just about material wealth, it's about alignment. Abundance without purpose feels hollow, a fleeting satisfaction that quickly fades. On the other hand, spirituality without stability can leave one feeling isolated, longing for security. But you've mastered both. You've done the inner work, trusted the process, and stayed true to your higher calling. Now, you're stepping into a season where peace and prosperity flow together effortlessly. The financial success coming your way will feel different. It won't bring the anxiety or emptiness that often accompanies chasing material gains. Instead, it will be deeply rooted in your inner peace, guided by divine timing, and overflowing with meaningful purpose. It won't feel like a reward for chasing success. It will feel like a natural byproduct of your alignment with your true self. Your life will soon become undeniable proof that true abundance isn't about sacrificing one for the other. It's about harmonizing both. As you thrive, you will inspire others to redefine what abundance means. They'll look to you and see that wealth and peace are not opposites but complementary forces. Through your example, they'll realize that a life of true prosperity is one where the soul and the bank account are equally full, radiating balance and fulfillment. The loneliness you endured was never meaningless. Though it may have felt like punishment, it was the opposite. It was preparation for the incredible season ahead. Isolation was the universe's way of breaking ties that no longer served you, stripping away everything and everyone that wasn't aligned with your purpose. It wasn't designed to hurt you but to clear the clutter, to make space for something far greater than you could have imagined. In those quiet moments, when the silence felt heavy and the days felt endless, you faced yourself. You confronted your deepest fears, uncovered hidden strengths, and dug into the core of who you truly are. Without distractions, you found clarity. Without the noise of the world, you rediscovered your voice. Toxic relationships fell away, false support revealed itself, and draining environments could no longer hold you. What once felt like abandonment was, in truth, divine intervention, protecting you from pouring your energy into things that weren't meant for your future. Now, the space created by that isolation is being filled. Divine connections, aligned opportunities, and blessings tailor-made for your journey are rushing into your life. The void you once feared has become fertile ground for everything you've been waiting for. This period of isolation wasn't just preparation, it was protection. It shielded you while the universe worked behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect moment for your breakthrough. As December unfolds, you'll realize that every moment of solitude was worth it. The loneliness wasn't meant to weaken you. It was meant to transform you. Now, as the blessings pour in, you'll see that the quiet season was the foundation for the most abundant and fulfilling chapter of your life. What's about to happen in your life is beyond anything anyone, including you, could have predicted. The transformation will be so astonishing that it will leave people speechless. They'll whisper, wonder, and speculate, trying to piece together how it all came to be. Some will assume you found shortcuts, caught a lucky break, or had help they didn't see. But the truth is simpler and far more profound. This is the work of divine timing, a plan so precise that no human hand could orchestrate it. Every delay you experienced, every closed door that seemed like rejection, every season of waiting, it was all intentional. The universe was never denying you. It was preparing you, waiting for the exact moment when everything would align perfectly. That moment is now. The blessings heading your way will arrive with such speed and magnitude that they'll feel miraculous. What once seemed impossible will unfold effortlessly. Opportunities will appear, breakthroughs will come, and abundance will flow into your life in ways you never expected. People may doubt or envy your success, but none of it will matter. This isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about stepping fully into what has always been meant for you. The timing isn't just perfect, it's protected. No obstacle, no setback, and no outside force can stop what's coming. The groundwork has been laid, the pieces have been moved, and the universe has declared, it is your time. What you're about to receive is not only undeniable, but unstoppable. This is your season, and the blessings about to pour into your life will make it clear to everyone watching that when divine timing aligns, miracles happen. The doubts you've carried, the quiet whispers of insecurity, the nagging fear that you weren't enough, the moments when you questioned if you were on the right path, are about to be completely silenced. The blessings heading your way will provide undeniable evidence that every struggle, every sacrifice, and every leap of faith was worth it. What's coming isn't just a reward. It's a divine validation of your efforts, your resilience, and your unwavering belief in something greater. Every hard decision you made, even when it felt like the world was working against you, will be affirmed. The sleepless nights, the sacrifices no one saw, and the faith you clung to when giving up seemed easier. All of it is about to make sense. The success coming your way will not just uplift your circumstances, it will transform your perspective. It will quiet your inner critic and solidify your confidence in yourself and your purpose. By the end of this season, the doubts that once loomed so large will feel almost laughable. You'll look back and realize they were nothing more than temporary shadows, unable to withstand the light of the blessings now flooding your life. For those who wronged you, the avalanche of blessings heading your way will be nothing short of a spiritual wake-up call. This isn't about revenge or seeking to prove a point. It's about restoring divine balance. The universe has always been aware of every slight, every betrayal, and every moment when you were underestimated. What's about to unfold in your life will serve as undeniable proof that you were never alone, that the universe was always on your side, quietly working to turn every setback into a setup for your rise. The blessings coming your way will speak volumes. They'll make it abundantly clear that no one can touch someone divinely chosen without facing the natural consequences of their actions. This isn't about gloating or wishing ill on anyone. It's about showing the world that integrity, resilience, and faith are always rewarded in due time. For those who doubted you or worked against you, watching your rise will be humbling. It will be a lesson in the power of divine protection and timing, a reminder that when the universe decides to uplift someone, no amount of opposition can stop it. Your blessings will be a testament to the unshakable truth. You are divinely favored. Your blessings aren't just about you. They're a light for others, a testament to what's possible when faith, resilience, and perseverance come together. The abundance flowing into your life will be more than personal rewards. It will serve as proof to those who are struggling that miracles are real and that trusting the process pays off. Your journey, with all its trials and triumphs, will become a powerful example of how alignment with purpose leads to unimaginable breakthroughs. As you rise, others will see in you a reflection of their own potential. Your story will resonate with those who are on the edge of giving up, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, hope is never misplaced. Every step you took in faith, every moment you chose to keep going, will now inspire others to believe that they too can overcome their struggles and step into abundance. You will be living proof of what happens when you refuse to quit, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Your blessings will be a beacon, guiding others to rediscover their strength, their purpose, and their faith in something greater. You are not just receiving, you're inspiring, uplifting, and leading others toward their own transformation. The magnitude of what's coming into your life might feel overwhelming, almost too good to be true. But know this: every bit of it is yours, and you've earned it. The blessings arriving in your life aren't random or accidental. They're the culmination of every challenge you've faced, every tear you've cried, and every moment you chose to persevere when it would have been easier to quit. It's time to let go of any guilt or hesitation about receiving. This flood of blessings isn't a fluke or a stroke of luck. It's the result of your hard work, your faith, and your alignment with divine timing. You've spent years preparing for this moment, whether you realized it or not. The sacrifices you made, the patience you showed, and the inner growth you nurtured have all paved the way for this outpouring of abundance. The universe is rewarding you with more than you could have imagined. Don't shrink back or question whether you deserve it. Embrace it fully with gratitude and joy, knowing that this season of overflow is not just a gift. It's the divine affirmation of all that you are and all you've become. The struggles of December weren't pointless. They were the rain, preparing your life for the avalanche of blessings that is about to pour in. Though the challenges may have felt heavy, inconvenient, or even endless, they served a divine purpose. That rain softened the hard ground, washing away the remnants of doubt, fear, and resistance that could have blocked the abundance heading your way. Without it, the blessings wouldn't have gained the momentum they now carry. Rain often feels like an interruption, but in truth, it's a necessary step in growth and renewal. Every moment of discomfort, every obstacle, and every tear you shed in December was loosening what needed to be released, creating space for what's about to flow into your life. The struggles weren't there to drown you. They were there to prepare you. Now that the rain has passed, the foundation is ready, and the path is clear. The avalanche of blessings will come with such force, abundance, and precision that you'll see how essential the rain truly was. It wasn't there to delay you. It was there to cleanse, to nourish, and to ensure that when the blessings come, they would overflow in ways more powerful than you could have imagined. December 2024 is your moment. The universe has aligned everything for this season of overflow. The trials, the rain, the isolation, all of it was preparation for what's about to unfold. This isn't just a blessing, it's a divine affirmation of your purpose. Step into it boldly. The avalanche is here, and it's everything you've dreamed of and more. If you're ready to witness this transformation, subscribe now and join the family of chosen ones stepping into their destiny. Together, let's rise. God bless you. My friends, perhaps you felt the weight of betrayal, unfair treatment, or public humiliation, not because of your actions, but because someone allowed their envy and insecurity to overshadow their judgment. It's as if your name was dragged through the mud, tainted by rumors, false stories, and deliberate attempts to diminish your worth. These weren't mistakes or misunderstandings. They were deliberate acts rooted in spite and jealousy. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, you stood firm. You weathered the storm as falsehoods painted an untrue picture of you, convincing others to doubt your character. The whispers were cruel. The damage felt personal. But here's the truth. God was already working behind the scenes. He saw everything, and in His eyes, you were always innocent. Those lies, they carried no weight in the kingdom of heaven. Today, the winds are shifting, and justice is on its way. The truth, God's truth, always prevails. Those who sought to harm you will one day have to confront the pain and resentment that led them to act in such a way. Their reckoning isn't yours to enforce, it's God's to deliver. And while they plotted harm, God was crafting your elevation. Your story is one of resilience and triumph. Despite the negativity aimed at you, you've pressed forward, refusing to let bitterness take root in your heart. Instead of retaliating, you chose the path of peace. You left behind those who sought to harm you, creating distance not just in relationships but in spiritual growth and purpose. This distance wasn't just a relief, it was a blessing. It gave you space to grow, evolve, and transform far beyond the reach of their negativity. While they were busy spreading falsehoods, you were busy building a better future. And now, look at you. Your light, once targeted and misunderstood, has become undeniable. People who once believed the lies about you are beginning to see the truth. The transformation in your life, the joy, the progress, the peace, speaks louder than any rumor ever could. Those who turned against you based on someone else's stories are questioning themselves. Didn't you say they were stuck? They wonder. I thought you said they lacked ambition. Now, your life is proving that the stories weren't just false. They were rooted in jealousy and fear. Your journey has been nothing short of miraculous, a testament to resilience, faith, and God's unfailing grace. From the ashes of betrayal and hardship, you've emerged stronger, more peaceful, and deeply grounded in your divine purpose. What once seemed like an endless storm of trials has become the fertile ground for your growth. This season of your life, though painful, has transformed you in ways that are nothing less than extraordinary. You've chosen to live a life aligned with the Holy Spirit, one centered on prayer, worship, and intentional growth. Your dedication to seeking God's guidance in every step has renewed you spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's evident to everyone who sees you that a profound transformation has taken place. Not just on the surface, but in the very core of who you are. This isn't just personal progress. It's a reflection of God's hand at work in your life. The lies and false narratives that once surrounded your name are now crumbling under the weight of your progress. Those words, once designed to harm you, have lost their power. A year or two ago, your circumstances may have looked vastly different. Perhaps you felt stuck, misunderstood, or even defeated. But now, you are thriving in ways that even your strongest critics could never have anticipated. What your enemies intended for harm, God has used to elevate and transform you. Their actions, fueled by envy and insecurity, have only served to ignite your growth. But this journey isn't about proving them wrong. It's not about dwelling on the hurt or trying to convince others of your worth. It's about stepping fully into the calling God has placed on your life. It's about becoming the person He created you to be, fulfilling the purpose He designed uniquely for you. Your life now stands as a testament to the power of faith, perseverance, and divine timing. You've risen above the negativity and attempts to diminish you, choosing grace over retaliation. And because of that, you've become a living example of God's faithfulness. Through every trial, He has carried you, shaping your story into one of redemption, resilience, and hope. As you walk forward, you no longer carry the weight of their words or actions. Instead, you carry the undeniable truth that God has always been for you, and His plans for you are far greater than anything they could ever imagine. Today you stand renewed, confident, and unwavering in your faith. Your journey is far from over, but you now walk with the assurance that every step is guided by His hand. Keep moving forward, for the best is yet to come. Let's take a moment to reflect on why these individuals acted the way they did. It's important to remember that their actions were never truly about you. Deep down, they recognized something in you that they couldn't find in themselves: your potential, your light, and the unique calling on your life. Even if they couldn't fully articulate or understand what set you apart, they sensed it. They saw that you were destined for something greater, something meaningful. And instead of celebrating your gifts or being inspired by your journey, they chose to resent you. Their jealousy wasn't rooted in your actions but in their own insecurities. It wasn't about what you did, it was about what they lacked. While you were diligently working on your growth, pursuing your purpose, and nurturing your faith, they were lost in distractions. Whether it was partying, drinking, or chasing temporary pleasures, they chose fleeting pursuits over meaningful growth. Your decision to walk a different path, to seek God's purpose for your life, made them uncomfortable. Your peace, discipline, and unwavering faith were things they couldn't comprehend. They didn't understand how you could stay so grounded while they struggled with chaos. Your focus and determination highlighted the areas of their lives where they felt empty, stagnant, or unfulfilled. Rather than looking inward and addressing their own pain, they turned their frustration outward, targeting you. So, they tried to tear you down. The whispers, the lies, the rumors. These were all attempts to make themselves feel bigger by making you look smaller. It was never about exposing your flaws because they knew there wasn't much to expose. Instead, it was about projecting their own struggles onto you in an effort to distract themselves from their insecurities. Their schemes were not a reflection of your worth, but a glaring mirror of their own inner turmoil. But here's the unshakable truth. No one can dim what God has illuminated. The light inside you, the calling, the potential, the anointing, is not something they can extinguish. It was placed in you by God Himself, and He protects what He has chosen. Their efforts to diminish you, no matter how persistent or calculated, were always destined to fail. God's light in you doesn't just illuminate your path, it also exposes the darkness in others. Their envy, resentment, and attempts to harm you only serve to highlight the strength and faith you possess. What they didn't understand is that your peace comes from a source far greater than any worldly pursuit. It comes from walking in alignment with God's plan, and that kind of light is untouchable. Instead of allowing their negativity to define you, you've risen above it. Their actions only serve to push you closer to your purpose, revealing the depth of your character and the strength of your faith. No amount of bitterness or jealousy can overshadow the radiance of a life devoted to God's calling. Their attempts to harm you have only proven one thing: God's favor on your life is undeniable. Now God has elevated you to a higher level, not merely in status, but in spirit, character, and purpose. He has guided you to a path that aligns perfectly with your divine calling, a path designed specifically for the unique gifts and potential He placed within you. No slander, negativity, or opposition can alter what God has ordained. The attempts to hinder your progress have failed, and those who doubted you are left watching from a distance, grappling with confusion and perhaps regret. The people who once judged or dismissed you are beginning to see the truth unfold, not because of confrontations or arguments, but through the undeniable evidence of your transformation. The very lies they spread about you have unraveled in the light of your progress. While they spoke against you, you quietly worked, prayed, and stayed faithful, trusting in God to vindicate you in His own way and time. The fruits of your labor are now apparent to all. The blessings in your life, both seen and unseen, radiate with God's favor. The peace that surrounds you is unmistakable, a reflection of a heart that rests firmly in God's hands. It is impossible for anyone to deny the shift in your life, your growth, your resilience, and the undeniable joy that flows from a soul aligned with divine purpose. This transformation wasn't just about outward achievements or material blessings, though those may be part of the picture. It's about the inner strength, wisdom, and peace you've gained. The person you've become, a beacon of grace and perseverance, is living proof of God's faithfulness. You've risen above the trials that once threatened to define you, emerging not just as a survivor, but as a testament to what it means to trust in God's plan. The transformation in your life speaks volumes. It tells a story of unwavering faith, of choosing to stay rooted in God's promises even when everything seemed to be against you. It shows the power of patience, perseverance, and a commitment to walking the path God set before you. As your blessings continue to multiply, those who once believed the lies about you are left questioning everything they thought they knew. Could it be true? They asked themselves. Was I wrong to believe the worst? Their regret grows as they begin to realize that their judgments were not only unfair, but completely misplaced. But while their realizations may be significant, they are not your burden to bear. God has lifted you, not to gloat or to prove others wrong, but to fulfill the purpose He planned for you all along. This is not about seeking validation from those who doubted you. It's about standing confidently in the truth of who you are and who God created you to be. No matter what others may have said or believed, the evidence of God's work in your life is undeniable, and that is enough. It's easy to fall into the trap of replaying moments of betrayal and pain, allowing the hurt to take up space in your heart. The sting of their actions, the weight of their words, and the memories of what they did can feel impossible to shake. But holding on to that pain only serves to slow you down. It becomes a burden, chaining you to the past and hindering the progress God is leading you toward. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or pretending it didn't hurt. It's not about minimizing what happened or letting them off the hook. Forgiveness is about freedom, your freedom. It's the conscious decision to release the anger and resentment that threaten to consume your peace. By forgiving, you're choosing to break free from the hold their actions have over you. Importantly, forgiveness doesn't mean you owe them a place in your life. It doesn't mean reopening doors that God has closed. It's not your responsibility to bring back those who disrespected you or failed to value you. Forgiveness allows you to let go without reestablishing connections that could harm your peace. Instead, let them remain where they are, on the outside. Let them watch, if they choose, from a distance as you thrive. Your journey is no longer tied to their actions or their presence. Forgiving them releases the hold they had over your mind and heart. It clears the way for peace, energy, and clarity to flow into your life. This isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the bold choice to let go and move forward, knowing that God has greater things in store for you. This situation mirrors the powerful story in the Bible where Jesus confronted a crowd ready to stone a woman caught in sin. With one simple but profound statement, He disarmed them. Let the one without sin cast the first stone. As His words settled into their hearts, they were forced to confront their own flaws, and one by one they walked away, their stones left unused. This moment was not just about mercy but about self-awareness, showing that no one is without fault. In a similar way, those who sought to bring you down are now being confronted by their own shortcomings. Their judgmental words, their schemes, and the jealousy that fueled their actions are unraveling. The truth they tried to distort is emerging, and the light of your character is exposing the darkness of their intentions. The lies they told about you are no longer hidden. They are now pointing back to them, revealing more about their own hearts than anything about you. What's remarkable is that you didn't have to fight to prove the truth. You didn't need to defend yourself or retaliate. Instead, your life, your actions, growth, and resilience has become a living testimony to who you truly are. The negativity they spread has turned into a mirror reflecting their own insecurities and unkindness. As a result, the consequences of their actions are now unavoidable. They are facing the natural fallout of their words and deeds. Meanwhile, you continue to thrive, not because of confrontation, but because you chose to walk in truth and grace. Their attempts to harm you have only highlighted the favor and strength that God has placed over your life. This is your time to rise, to step boldly into the destiny that God has prepared for you. He is opening doors that no one can close, creating new paths that align perfectly with your divine calling. He is bringing opportunities and relationships into your life that are designed to nurture your growth and reflect His glory. The chapter they wrote in your story, the one filled with negativity, judgment, and schemes, is now firmly behind you. You've entered a new season, one marked by beauty, renewal, and purpose. As you move forward, remember to keep your boundaries strong. Protect your peace, because it is one of the greatest gifts God has given you. The individuals who tried to harm you, who spoke against you or plotted to bring you down, no longer have a place in this season of your life. Their judgments, their lies, and their negativity no longer have any authority over your story. What once threatened to define you has been stripped of its power. Let them remain at a distance. Let them watch from afar as you walk confidently into the fullness of your calling. Their regrets, their realizations, and their struggles are theirs to bear, not yours. You are not responsible for their actions or their consequences. You've been set free to move forward, and you are doing so with strength, grace, and unwavering faith. This is your time to thrive, unshaken by the past and unbothered by those who tried to hold you back. Your story is no longer shaped by their negativity, but by the incredible plans God has for you. Walk forward with courage and peace, knowing that your best days are ahead. Let us pray. Dear Father, I thank you for your unending grace and protection. Help me to trust in your plan, even when evidence of justice seems distant. Remind me that your thoughts for me are always good, to give me a hope and a future. Thank you for seeing my heart and lifting me above the negativity of others. I offer this prayer in the name of Jesus. Amen. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear how God is working in your life. To support our ministry and become a part of this journey, consider joining as a member. Your membership allows us to continue creating impactful content and sharing God's word with even more people around the world. As a member, you'll receive exclusive updates, special content, and the knowledge that you're playing a vital role in spreading hope and inspiration. Together, we can reach hearts and change lives. Thank you for staying until the end. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are chosen by God. Keep shining, dear one. Your best days are ahead. Blessings to you all. Have you ever wondered why your financial challenges feel relentless, as if you're destined to face these struggles? What if I told you these hardships are not just obstacles, but proof that you're a chosen one? Yes, chosen, selected to rise above the illusions that keep most people stuck in the rat race. Financial failure, as the world sees it, is a facade masking your divine preparation for a higher purpose. Let's uncover why chosen ones often face the hardest battles and how these very struggles are the foundation of your extraordinary destiny. Before you dive in, know this. This is not just another video. It's not just information. This is a revelation. Everything you've been searching for, answers to your struggles, your purpose, and your true potential, is here. Watch, absorb, and prepare to see your challenges and life from a radically new perspective. This is the moment where everything changes. Your awakening starts now. Did you know your spiritual gifts might be the reason behind your financial struggles? It might sound counterintuitive, even absurd, but there's a hidden connection that most people never realize. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're destined for something far greater but constantly find yourself held back by financial challenges? That's no coincidence. The truth is that money is energy, and as a chosen one, you are extraordinarily sensitive to energy. This means you interact with money in ways entirely different from others. While most people chase wealth by conventional means, you're tuned into something far deeper, something infinitely more powerful. However, this heightened sensitivity can make navigating the material world, where money rules, challenging. Imagine having a superpower that allows you to see beyond the physical world. Amazing, right? But this also means you're playing a different game, one with rules that don't align with the world's obsession with material success. Your financial struggles are not a punishment, they're preparation. You're being refined, strengthened, and aligned with a destiny far greater than you can currently imagine. Picture this. You're in spiritual boot camp. While others are living comfortably, you're enduring trials that push you to the brink. Every bill you can't pay, every opportunity you lose, it's all training. It's forging within you unshakable faith, resilience, and the ability to trust in something greater than yourself. Think of legendary figures like Moses wandering the desert for 40 years, or Jesus, who had no place to lay his head. These weren't signs of failure, they were signs of divine preparation. Your financial challenges are doing the same for you, stripping away distractions to reveal your core strengths. Society measures success by material possessions, a big house, luxury cars, and a fat bank account. But what if your true wealth lies in your spiritual gifts? Empathy, intuition, and an unparalleled ability to see the interconnectedness of all things. These are not weaknesses, they are your superpowers. Take a moment to consider. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly sensed its energy? That's your spiritual sensitivity at work. Now, imagine applying that same gift to your financial reality. Your struggles are not failures, but signs that you're operating on a different frequency, one that can unlock abundance far beyond mere dollars. History is full of spiritually rich individuals who changed the world without focusing on material wealth. Jesus, Buddha, and Socrates are just a few examples. Their wealth was not in gold or property, but in wisdom, insight, and the profound impact they had on humanity. Financial struggles often feel like an unshakable curse, don't they? Passed down through generations, they can loom over families like an invisible chain, binding dreams and dimming hope. The weight of these challenges can seem overwhelming, making it easy to believe that your struggle is just another chapter in a never-ending story. But here's the truth. You're not just enduring hardship, you're breaking generational chains. Science offers a fascinating lens into this reality. Research in epigenetics reveals that trauma, including financial hardship, doesn't just affect our mindset, it can actually alter our DNA. These changes can ripple through generations, subtly shaping the lives of our children and grandchildren. But here's the incredible news. Just as negative patterns can be passed down, so can positive ones. Every small step toward healing and transformation sends waves of hope through your family line. This is where your spiritual gifts come into play. These gifts, unique talents, insights, and divine guidance, are your tools for change. They hold the power to rewrite the financial story that's been holding your family captive. When you choose faith over fear, discipline over despair, and action over complacency, you're not just working toward your own financial freedom, you're laying a foundation of abundance for generations yet to come. Every sacrifice you make, every prayer you utter, and every lesson you learn is planting seeds of hope. Your journey is about more than overcoming today's struggles. It's about shifting the trajectory of your family's legacy. Remember, God equips us not only to endure, but to transform. Through His strength, you are the chain breaker, the legacy builder, the architect of a brighter future. Today, as you take each step, know that you are reprogramming your family's financial DNA and paving the way for generational blessings. Your sensitivity, the very quality that might make you feel out of place in the cutthroat, competitive world of business, is in reality your most powerful asset. While others chase success through sheer force or rigid logic, your ability to deeply feel, intuit, and connect sets you apart. This gift allows you to see patterns that others miss, sense opportunities hidden in plain sight, and foster relationships built on trust and genuine connection. In a world often driven by surface-level transactions, your sensitivity brings depth, authenticity, and transformation. Consider this. Some of the greatest innovators and business leaders of our time embrace their inner sensitivity and spiritual awareness as a cornerstone of their success. Take Steve Jobs, for example. The visionary behind Apple often spoke of how his spiritual practices, including meditation and mindfulness, were integral to his creative process. These practices allowed him to see beyond the obvious, to envision products that revolutionized the tech industry, and to lead with an uncanny sense of timing and intuition. Similarly, Henry Ford, the pioneer of modern industry, attributed much of his wealth and achievements to aligning with universal principles. Ford's understanding of flow, perseverance, and a greater purpose enabled him to transform not only his life but also the lives of countless others through his innovations. These weren't just business tactics, they were spiritual principles in action, guiding their decisions and shaping their legacies. Your sensitivity is the key to unlocking this kind of transformative power in your own life. When you honor your intuition and align with your spiritual gifts, you tap into a deeper well of creativity, insight, and resilience. You bring something priceless to the table, the ability to create not just profit but purpose. Trust that your sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's the foundation of your strength, your vision, and your success. In every great story, the hero faces trials that test their strength, faith, and resolve. These challenges are never easy, but they are essential. Think of Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, shouldering the impossible burden of destroying the One Ring, or Harry Potter, standing against unimaginable darkness. Their journeys were marked by fear, pain, and moments of doubt, yet these struggles shaped them into heroes. The same is true for biblical figures like Joseph, who endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before rising to become a ruler in Egypt. These struggles weren't mere setbacks, they were stepping stones to their destiny. Your financial challenges are no different. While they may feel overwhelming and endless, they are the fire refining your soul, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Each hardship you face is not a sign of failure, but a lesson in strength, resilience, and faith. It's in these moments of struggle that your character is forged, your purpose clarified, and your faith deepened. God often allows trials not to break us, but to build us. Just as gold must endure fire to be purified, your trials are shaping you into someone who can not only achieve abundance but steward it wisely. You are being prepared for a role far greater than mere survival, a role that can influence and inspire others, leaving a legacy of hope and transformation. Remember, the heroes of every great story don't just endure hardship, they emerge stronger, more compassionate, and ready to make a difference. Your journey is no different. Every challenge you overcome is equipping you with the strength and wisdom to not only handle abundance but to use it to change the world. Trust the process. You're being shaped for greatness. Quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. Everything is energy, including your thoughts, emotions, and even your money. This groundbreaking understanding changes how we view our financial reality. It means your mindset isn't just a passive byproduct of your circumstances. It's an active, powerful force shaping them. Your thoughts carry energy, and that energy sets the tone for what you attract into your life. When your focus is locked on lack, on what you don't have or what's missing, that energy creates a vibration of scarcity, and the universe responds by mirroring that back to you. But when you shift your mindset to abundance, believing in possibilities and trusting in provision, everything begins to change. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's science in action. Practices like meditation, visualization, and affirmations aren't merely feel-good exercises. They are powerful tools for rewiring your brain and recalibrating your energy to align with abundance. Even more, this truth aligns with God's word. Jesus said, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." Fullness is not limited to spiritual richness, but extends to every part of life, including your financial well-being. Your struggles with money are not punishments, but divine invitations to step into this fullness. They are opportunities to trust God, shift your focus, and partner with the principles of abundance that He has woven into creation. You are not bound by your current circumstances. Through faith, intentional focus, and spiritual alignment, you can begin to transform your financial reality. Just as Jesus multiplied the loaves and fishes, He can multiply the resources in your life when you bring them to Him in trust and expectation. Your journey to abundance starts in your mind, where every thought is energy, and every energy is an invitation for God to work miracles. The universe is always communicating with you, whispering guidance and encouragement in the form of signs, synchronicities, and subtle nudges. These divine messages often appear in ways that feel almost magical, Repeating numbers like 1111 or 777, a chance encounter with someone who inspires you, or even an unexpected detour that leads to something better. Have you ever experienced a coincidence so striking that it seemed impossible to dismiss? These moments are not random. They are part of a divine conversation between you and the Creator, gently guiding you toward the abundance meant for you. When you learn to tune into these signs, they become like a treasure map, leading you step by step to the life you've been seeking. Repeating numbers may remind you to stay aligned with your goals. A closed door might seem like a setback, but it's often a redirection to something greater than you could have planned. Missed opportunities may feel frustrating, but they are often divine protection, steering you away from paths that aren't meant for you. The key is to trust these signs and take inspired action. Don't dismiss them as mere coincidence. Each sign carries a message, whether it's encouragement to keep going, a nudge to change direction, or confirmation that you're on the right path. The more you act on these divine messages, the clearer and more frequent they become. Remember, God and the universe want you to thrive. Every closed door, every delay, and every unexpected twist in your journey is designed with purpose. By recognizing and acting on these signs, you align yourself with divine timing and open the floodgates to abundance. Trust the process, listen for the whispers, and let the signs guide you to the life of fullness and prosperity that is already waiting for you. Your spiritual sensitivity is one of the most powerful tools for creating wealth. It's not just a gift for emotional connection or intuitive insight, it's your ultimate money-making advantage. By tapping into this sensitivity, you can harness the energy of abundance and manifest it into tangible wealth. When you align your actions with your higher purpose, you step into a flow of prosperity that feels not forced, but natural, like rivers finding their way to the ocean. To begin this transformation, start with visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself surrounded by abundance. Not just money, but opportunities, support, and fulfillment. Feel the joy and gratitude of already having everything you need. Believe it deeply and act as though it's already yours. This isn't just daydreaming. It's an act of faith that shifts your energy, aligning it with the vibration of abundance. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions reflect abundance, the universe responds in kind. Gratitude is another essential tool. Even in moments of financial lack, find something to be thankful for: a warm meal, a kind word, or the simple fact that you're alive to create change. Gratitude transforms your perspective, shifting your energy from scarcity to sufficiency. It's like opening a door for blessings to enter, making room for more of what you desire. Remember, spiritual sensitivity allows you to perceive opportunities and align with divine timing in ways others may overlook. When you combine this gift with visualization, gratitude, and purposeful action, you create a powerful formula for abundance. You're not just chasing wealth, you're attracting it effortlessly by being in harmony with the higher flow of life. Trust your sensitivity, nurture your faith, and watch as the doors to prosperity swing wide open. True prosperity isn't just about having money. It's about alignment. It's about the harmony that occurs when your spiritual gifts, your mindset, and your material actions are in sync. This is the divine balance where abundance flows effortlessly, not as a product of grinding effort, but as a natural outcome of living with purpose and faith. Lasting wealth, both financial and spiritual, is born from this alignment, creating a life that feels deeply fulfilling on every level. Your financial struggles may feel overwhelming, but they are not a sign of failure. Instead, they are evidence that you are on the hero's journey, a sacred path that is shaping you into someone extraordinary. Like every great hero, you are facing trials that test your strength, refine your character, and teach you lessons essential for the next chapter of your story. These struggles are not obstacles to your success. They are stepping stones to the abundance you are destined to experience. To step into this divine flow of prosperity, begin by aligning your spiritual gifts with your daily actions. What are the unique talents and passions that God has placed in you? How can you use them to serve others and create value? When your efforts are rooted in purpose, the work feels lighter, opportunities become clearer, and abundance follows naturally. At the same time, Nurture your mindset. Trust that your struggles have meaning. Gratitude and faith transform your energy, attracting solutions and blessings you might have overlooked in a state of despair. Remember, every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. True prosperity isn't about accumulating wealth. It's about creating a life where financial freedom and spiritual fulfillment coexist. Trust the process, align your gifts with purposeful action, and know that the challenges you face today are the foundation of a legacy that will inspire and bless generations to come. Your journey has brought you here, to this very moment of revelation. Take a deep breath and let this truth sink in. You're not cursed. You're chosen. Every challenge, every heartbreak, and every setback you've faced has been preparing you for something extraordinary. These trials weren't meant to break you, but to shape you into someone capable of holding unimaginable abundance. You've been walking a path of purpose, even when it felt like you were lost. Now is the time to embrace your spiritual gifts as the powerful tools they truly are. These gifts, your intuition, compassion, creativity, and resilience, are your keys to unlocking a future filled with prosperity and fulfillment. When you align your actions with your higher purpose, you step into a divine flow where abundance is not just possible, it's inevitable. The universe doesn't want you to merely survive. It wants you to thrive, to rise above every limitation and claim the fullness of life that's waiting for you. Your awakening starts now. This is your moment to step into your power, claim your abundance, and transform your world. The steps may feel daunting, but you're not alone. Together, as a community, we are walking this path of growth, faith, and transformation. If this message resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your challenges, and your victories. We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more inspiring content that can help you on your journey to abundance. Thank you for being here, for choosing growth, and for believing in the extraordinary future God has in store for you. And remember, the best is yet to come. From the moment of our first breath to the tentative steps of childhood, some of us carry an invisible mark, a subtle yet profound sign of being set apart. It's as if, from the beginning, the Creator had woven a unique thread into the fabric of our lives, scattering clues along the journey to reveal a divine purpose. These clues, often veiled in simplicity, point to a greater mission, a destiny beyond the ordinary. Have you ever felt different, as if you carried a secret even you couldn't fully grasp? This feeling, far from being a burden, may be the first indication that your life has been touched by the divine, preparing you for something extraordinary. While the signs may vary, there is a quiet rhythm to their presence, whispers of the divine that resonate within the depths of our being. Let's explore these signs, those gentle nudges from above that reveal you've been chosen from the very beginning. From an early age, many chosen individuals experience an acute sensitivity to the world around them. It's as if their senses are tuned to a different frequency, picking up subtleties others overlook. Perhaps you remember moments as a child when the world seemed to speak to you in ways you couldn't explain, when a simple sunset stirred something profound in your heart, or when you felt deeply connected to the unseen forces that guide all creation. This heightened awareness often manifests as an extraordinary empathy. You might have felt the emotions of others as if they were your own, even before you fully understood what those feelings meant. These moments of deep connection are not random. They are evidence of a soul attuned to the divine, a heart designed to feel deeply in order to serve profoundly. For some, this awareness emerges through vivid dreams or moments of startling intuition. Perhaps you had dreams that felt more real than reality itself, visions that hinted at the future or provided comfort in moments of fear. These glimpses of the unknown are like threads in a tapestry, drawing you closer to your purpose. Another hallmark of being chosen is an inexplicable yearning to serve, a deep-seated desire to uplift, protect, and comfort others, even from a young age. This innate sense of responsibility often transcends typical childhood behavior, revealing itself in subtle but significant ways. It's as if a quiet voice within compels you to act with kindness and compassion, not out of obligation, but from a place of genuine connection and purpose. These early stirrings of service are not random. They are profound indicators of a divine calling beginning to surface in your life. Perhaps you can recall moments when, without being prompted, you felt an irresistible need to step in and help someone in need. On the playground, you may have been the child who mediated disputes, instinctively understanding the importance of harmony. While others might have shied away, you stood up for the underdog, offering a kind word or defending someone being treated unfairly. These small but significant actions were not just acts of kindness. They were whispers of something greater, a heart aligned with a higher mission. For some, this yearning to serve manifested in a deep connection to nature or animals. Maybe you found joy in nurturing a wounded bird, caring for a stray, or simply marveling at the beauty of creation. You felt an unexplainable sense of responsibility for all living things, as though their well-being was somehow tied to your own. This sensitivity wasn't a weakness. It was a reflection of a soul called to protect and preserve, a glimpse of your capacity to bring healing to a broken world. This call to serve also often extends to emotional and spiritual care. Even as a child, you may have found yourself comforting those in pain, offering words that seem to carry wisdom far beyond your years. You might have been the one people turned to, sensing your quiet strength and ability to listen without judgment. While others might have seen such moments as fleeting, they were profound milestones on your journey, shaping you into someone capable of great compassion and selflessness. These instincts, while seemingly ordinary, carry deep spiritual significance. They are the Creator's way of preparing you for the path ahead, planting seeds of purpose that would grow and flourish with time. This yearning to serve is not a burden. It is a gift, a reflection of the divine love that flows through you, meant to touch the lives of others. As you look back on these moments, consider how they shaped your character and illuminated your path. These early signs are reminders that your life has always been guided by an invisible hand, preparing you for a mission far greater than yourself. Embrace this calling, for it is through service that the light within you shines brightest. Do you remember those moments as a child when talking to God felt as natural as speaking to a dear friend? Perhaps you whispered your hopes, fears, or dreams into the stillness, feeling as though He was right there beside you, listening intently. For some, this relationship was built in quiet moments, like lying under the stars or sitting alone in a room, where the invisible presence of the divine felt almost tangible. These experiences were more than childhood imaginings. They were manifestations of divine love, a quiet reassurance that you were never alone. Perhaps you also experienced unexplainable peace during times of chaos or fear, as if an unseen hand had wrapped you in a protective embrace. Whether during a storm, a family conflict, or moments of loneliness, this peace wasn't just a fleeting feeling, but a profound spiritual connection. It was a reminder of the Creator's ever-present care and the deep bond you shared with Him, even before you fully understood it. Chosen individuals often exhibit a unique spiritual sensitivity from an early age, a deep awareness of the sacred woven into the fabric of everyday life. This sensitivity may have emerged in prayer, where you felt a sense of comfort and closeness that defied words, or in a fascination with sacred stories and teachings. Perhaps you were drawn to tales of faith, courage, and divine intervention, feeling a personal connection to the lessons they carried. For others, this connection to the Creator revealed itself in a natural inclination toward reflection or awe in the presence of creation. Do you recall standing in a forest, on a beach, or even in your backyard and feeling as if the trees, the wind, and the stars were alive with God's presence? This sense of wonder, this overwhelming awareness of something greater, was not accidental. It was a divine breadcrumb, a subtle yet powerful signpost leading you toward your purpose. These moments of spiritual sensitivity, though they may have seemed ordinary at the time, were profound indicators of your unique connection with the Creator. They were gifts, reminders that you were set apart for a greater mission. Even as a child, you may have sensed an invisible thread linking your heart to God's, pulling you towards something extraordinary. As you reflect on these experiences, you may realize they were not coincidences. They were deliberate touches of divine grace, carefully placed to guide you. These moments, no matter how fleeting, were whispers of your calling, encouraging you to trust in the plan the Creator has for your life. In recognizing these signs, you begin to understand the depth of your spiritual journey. They are a reminder that the path you walk has always been illuminated by God's light, a light that grows brighter as you embrace your purpose. Being chosen is not a promise of an easy life. On the contrary, it often means walking a path marked by unique challenges, trials that appear early in life and shape the person you are destined to become. Those called to a divine mission frequently encounter feelings of being misunderstood, isolated, or out of place. As a child, you may have sensed that you didn't quite fit in, that your thoughts and desires set you apart from your peers, or even your own family. This loneliness, while painful, was not without purpose. It was a part of the Creator's design, preparing you for the weight of a mission that requires both strength and compassion. You may recall moments when you had to draw on reserves of strength you didn't even know you possessed. Perhaps it was during a time of loss, rejection, or struggle, when every instinct told you to give up, yet something deep within compelled you to press on. These trials were not punishments, they were preparations. Like gold refined in fire, these experiences were meant to purify and strengthen your character, revealing the resilience, courage, and empathy required to fulfill your divine purpose. Loneliness often serves as a crucible for those chosen by God. It creates space for reflection, connection with the divine, and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world. The sense of not belonging teaches you to look beyond the surface, to seek meaning and connection in places others may overlook. It fosters a profound empathy for others who struggle, making you a beacon of hope for those in need. Such challenges also develop resilience, the ability to stand firm in faith and purpose, even when life feels overwhelming. With every obstacle overcome, you grow stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the divine guidance that sustains you. Each victory, no matter how small, is a testament to the Creator's hand at work in your life, shaping you into someone capable of carrying out a mission that transcends your own limitations. Have you ever paused to consider the pattern of these trials in your life? Perhaps they seemed random at the time, yet looking back, you can see how each hardship prepared you for the next, building layer upon layer of strength and understanding. These experiences, though painful, are like tools placed in your hands, tools you'll use to lift others, to heal, to lead, or to inspire. While being chosen comes with unique struggles, it also comes with an abundance of grace. The Creator walks beside you through every trial, providing the strength you need at just the right moment. In those times when you felt like giving up but found the courage to carry on, it wasn't by your own power. It was divine intervention, a reminder that you are never alone. Remember, the challenges you face are not random. They are part of a greater plan, equipping you for the extraordinary purpose you were chosen to fulfill. Embrace them, for they are not barriers but stepping stones, leading you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Many chosen ones can recall moments during their childhood when they felt inexplicably protected, as though an unseen force intervened at just the right moment to shield them from harm. Perhaps you narrowly avoided a dangerous situation, a sudden shift that defied explanation, or felt a calming presence when fear threatened to overwhelm you. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are tangible signs of God's hand at work in your life, evidence of a greater plan unfolding even when you were unaware. Looking back, patterns often emerge where coincidence gives way to divine intention. You may recall the appearance of a kind teacher or mentor during a difficult time, someone whose guidance and care shaped your path in profound ways. Perhaps a book or message landed in your hands unexpectedly, offering clarity or inspiration that resonated deeply within you. Maybe it was a seemingly chance encounter, a conversation with a stranger, or an opportunity that came out of nowhere that changed the trajectory of your life. These events, though they may have seemed ordinary in the moment, were not accidents. They were carefully orchestrated by the Creator to steer you toward your destiny. These moments of divine protection and intervention often serve as turning points. They remind us that, even in our most vulnerable or uncertain times, we are not alone. The Creator's presence is constant, guiding and preserving us in ways we may not fully understand until later. For some, these experiences may be dramatic, being pulled back from danger at the last second or surviving a situation against all odds. For others, they may be quieter, yet no less powerful, like finding solace in unexpected places or feeling a profound sense of peace during a storm. As you reflect on your life, consider these moments not as random blessings but as intentional acts of grace. They are divine breadcrumbs, guiding you step by step toward the purpose you were created to fulfill. Each instance of protection or intervention is a reminder of your unique calling, a reassurance that your life is unfolding according to a divine plan. Take these memories to heart, for they are a testament to the Creator's unfailing love and the extraordinary path set before you. Even when the road ahead feels uncertain, trust that the same hand that protected and guided you in the past continues to do so, leading you closer to your destiny. As chosen individuals grow, they often experience a quiet but powerful resistance to conforming to societal norms. While the world seems intent on pushing everyone into predefined molds, dictating how we should think, act, and live, something deep within you resists this pull. This resistance isn't born of rebellion or defiance, but of a deeper truth, a divine purpose yearning to express itself through your unique path. You may have found yourself feeling different from those around you, as though you were walking a path that others couldn't quite understand. This sense of being out of step with the world may have left you questioning why you didn't fit in, why you saw things differently, or why your heart longed for something more. But this discomfort is not a flaw. It is a sign of your calling. You were not created to follow the crowd, but to lead, to carve a path that others might eventually follow, to be a light where darkness prevails. This inner resistance is a gift, a divine nudge reminding you that you were made for something greater. It challenges you to rise above the noise, to hold fast to your values, and to embrace the unique perspective you bring to the world. While it may feel isolating at times, this separation from the ordinary is what sets you apart for extraordinary purposes. Over time, as you embrace this calling, the discomfort of being different transforms into the courage to stand firm in your purpose. Your light, once hidden, begins to shine brightly, illuminating not only your path but also offering hope and inspiration to those searching for their own. This resistance is a reminder. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to shine. From time to time, chosen individuals experience moments of profound clarity or wisdom that seem to transcend their years. Even as children or young adults, they find themselves speaking or acting in ways that surprise not only those around them, but even themselves. Perhaps you recall a moment when you offered comfort to someone in deep pain, speaking words of encouragement or insight that felt as though they came from a place far beyond your understanding. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are glimpses of divine wisdom working through you, preparing you for the greater mission you are destined to fulfill. You may have encountered situations where others were overwhelmed or confused, yet you found solutions with ease. These moments often come unbidden, a sudden flash of insight, or an intuitive knowing that guides you to the right action. They are reminders of your connection to the Creator, evidence of a wisdom that flows through you, not as a result of study or effort, but as a gift aligned with your divine purpose. These experiences are not just isolated events. They are markers of the unique calling placed upon your life. Each instance of clarity, whether it involved offering advice, solving a problem, or simply being a source of calm in chaos, serves as preparation for the larger mission ahead. They build confidence in your ability to trust the divine guidance within you, encouraging you to lean into your purpose with faith and courage. As you reflect on these moments, recognize them for what they are: signs of the Creator's hand at work in your life. They are gentle affirmations that you are being equipped for something extraordinary, a mission that will require you to channel this divine wisdom for the benefit of others and for the fulfillment of a greater plan. Recognizing the signs of being chosen is an important first step, but it is only the beginning of the journey. The real challenge, and the greatest fulfillment, comes in embracing your calling and allowing it to shape every aspect of your life. This means letting your divine purpose influence your decisions, guide your relationships, and transform your perspective on the world. It requires courage to step into the unknown, humility to recognize that this path is not about personal glory, and an unwavering commitment to live in alignment with the higher purpose for which you were created. The modern world, with its endless distractions and competing values, can make this journey difficult. Social pressures, material pursuits, and the noise of daily life may try to drown out the quiet, persistent voice of the divine within you. It's easy to lose focus when the world seems to pull you in 100 directions at once, tempting you to conform, to compromise, or to abandon your calling altogether. But staying true to your purpose means resisting this noise and remaining anchored in faith. It involves creating space in your life for reflection, prayer, and a deep connection to the Creator. It means choosing integrity when it would be easier to follow the crowd, and holding on to hope when doubt threatens to take over. Embracing your calling doesn't mean life will be without challenges, but it does mean your life will have meaning. Each decision rooted in faith, each relationship built on love, and each step taken with purpose becomes part of a greater tapestry, one that reflects the divine plan for your life. By staying true to your path, you shine a light for others, showing that living a life guided by purpose is not only possible, but profoundly transformative. Being chosen is not about achieving perfection but embracing progress. It's a journey of growth, where each step you take toward your divine purpose is a victory worth celebrating. No matter how small the action, a quiet moment of compassion, a word of encouragement offered to someone in need, or a decision to choose love over fear. These acts are reflections of the divine light within you. They are markers of your alignment with the Creator's plan, shining evidence that you are walking the path intended for you. Your imperfections and struggles are not barriers to this journey. They are some of your greatest tools. They allow you to connect with others on a deeply human level, forging bonds through shared experiences of pain, doubt, or failure. These moments of vulnerability give you the unique ability to offer hope and guidance to those navigating their own challenges. Your scars are not signs of weakness, but testaments to the strength and resilience that divine grace has cultivated within you. As you continue on this journey, remain open to the divine signs and guidance that surround you. These signs may come in many forms: a gentle breeze that stirs your spirit, the comfort of silence in a chaotic moment, or an unexpected encounter that changes your perspective. Even life's twists and turns, the moments that seem random or unplanned, often carry the fingerprints of a greater design. By staying attentive to these whispers of grace, you allow the Creator to guide your steps. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow, to serve, and to shine your light more brightly. Trust that even in your imperfections, you are perfectly equipped for the unique purpose you were chosen to fulfill. Progress, not perfection, is the heartbeat of your journey. You are not alone in your journey. Across the globe, there exists a community of chosen ones, each walking their own unique path, yet united by a shared purpose. While your experiences and calling may be distinct, the challenges, triumphs, and spiritual truths that shape your journey are part of a larger tapestry. Together, we have the power to illuminate a world that often feels overshadowed by fear, doubt, and despair. Through our collective light, we can bring hope, healing, and transformation to the lives we touch. If these words resonate with your heart, consider taking the next step. Share your story, the moments of divine intervention, the struggles that shaped you, and the victories that strengthened your faith. There is immense power in storytelling, in offering your journey as a beacon for others. By sharing, you invite others to recognize the divine threads in their own lives, helping them feel less alone and more connected to a greater purpose. Equally important is the opportunity to connect with those who feel the same divine pull. When we come together, we create a space of encouragement, support, and shared wisdom. This unity strengthens our resolve, making us more resilient in the face of challenges and more effective in fulfilling our mission. Alone, we may feel small and limited, but united, we become a force for change, love, and purpose. Your story matters, and so does your connection to this global community of chosen ones. By stepping forward, you not only deepen your own journey but also inspire others to embrace theirs. Together, we can shine brighter, walk farther, and bring more light to the world. The path is never walked alone, and the strength of many can accomplish what one cannot. Being chosen is both a profound privilege and a meaningful responsibility. It is an invitation to live a life of intention, love, and service, guided by a higher purpose. As you walk this remarkable journey, remember this truth. You were not chosen because of perfection, but because of the unique gifts and experiences that make you perfectly suited to fulfill a purpose only you can accomplish. Embrace your calling wholeheartedly. Let your light shine brightly in a world that is yearning for hope, kindness, and truth. Every step you take, every act of love and service, creates a ripple effect that inspires and uplifts those around you. Trust in the divine within you. It is a powerful force capable of transforming not only your life but the lives of others. If this message has inspired you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and join us on this journey of faith, purpose, and growth. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. Together, we can support and encourage one another on this divine journey. May God's grace guide you and strengthen you in every step of your path. Remember, you are not alone. You are chosen, loved, and called to make a difference. Amen. Most people are too afraid to question their idea of God. We've been conditioned to believe that asking these questions is dangerous, blasphemous even. But the true danger lies in not questioning. It's in blindly accepting a version of spirituality that keeps you in fear, disconnected from your immense inner power. Yet, if you look at the top 1%, those who wield influence, power, and wealth that seem almost supernatural, you'll notice something striking. They understand something profound. God is not an external being you worship. God is the force you use to create, to manifest, to shape your reality. While many believe spirituality is about submission, about hoping and waiting for salvation, the elite know that God is not about waiting. God is about doing. The truth is, the power of God is the power of consciousness. When you truly grasp this, your life will never be the same. Let's strip away the illusions for a moment and confront the truth. The real God isn't a distant figure in the sky or a deity bound by religious doctrine. God is the energy that flows through you, me, and every living thing in existence. This divine force doesn't merely observe creation, it is creation itself. It's the force that animates your body, beats your heart, powers your thoughts, and brings your desires into reality. The top 1%, those who seem to live extraordinary lives of influence, power, and abundance, understand this truth. They don't spend their lives praying to an external deity, passively waiting for miracles to occur. Instead, they become the creators of miracles. By aligning their thoughts, emotions, and actions with intention and clarity, they harness the very power of the universe. They know the secret. The universe doesn't respond to what you want, but to what you are. Think about it. Every great achievement, every life-altering decision, and every dream realized starts with this alignment. These individuals recognize that God is not something separate from them. God is the energy they channel through their beliefs, choices, and actions, shaping reality in ways that others only dream of. So, let me ask you a profound question. When was the last time you truly examined your beliefs about God? Not through the teachings of a church, a preacher, or a sacred text, but within the depths of your own consciousness? Have you dared to ask who or what God truly is for you? Because the moment you do, you'll begin to uncover the immense creative power that has always resided within you. A power waiting to be awakened and unleashed. Here's the problem. Most people have been taught to see God as something separate from themselves, an external force sitting in the heavens deciding their fate. They view the divine as something outside their control, a power they must beg or petition for assistance. This belief fosters a mindset of lack, leaving them feeling powerless and stuck, perpetually waiting for answers, for blessings, for change. It's a way of thinking that keeps them small, disconnected from the vast potential within them. But the top 1%, those who seem to achieve the impossible, who shape their lives with intention, see things differently. They don't perceive God as distant or unattainable. Instead, they recognize the divine as the very energy that flows through them. They understand that this creative force isn't something to plead with, but something to embody. They don't just believe in God, they become the expression of God. And that is the difference. When you embody the divine, you stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. The elite understand that aligning their thoughts, emotions, and actions with this powerful energy allows them to manifest their desires and shape their reality. They know that God is not a force outside of them. It's the life force within, the consciousness that empowers every decision, every creation, and every outcome. The truth is, the divine isn't about separation. It's about connection. It's about realizing that the power you seek is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. When you shift your perspective from one of waiting to one of doing, you step into the role of co-creator with the universe. And when you embody this truth, the limits you once believed in simply fade away. You've probably heard the phrase, "Thoughts become things," but do you truly understand its power? For most, this concept is motivational fluff, but for the top 1%, it's a fundamental law of existence. Every thought you think sends a ripple through the universe. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples flow outward, shaping your reality in ways you can't always see immediately. The top 1% know that this process is instantaneous. The moment you think something, reality begins to shift. But here's where most people falter. Their thoughts are scattered and contradictory. They think about abundance but simultaneously feel fear and unworthiness. They want success, but believe it's out of reach. These conflicting signals cancel each other out, keeping them stuck in the same loops. The elite think differently. They understand that every thought is a command to the universe. They think deliberately, with laser-like focus, because they know that mastery of the mind is mastery of reality. Here's another secret the top 1% understand. Thoughts alone are not enough to create the life you desire. While thoughts set the intention, emotion is the fuel that powers them. If your thoughts are focused on abundance but your emotions are steeped in fear, doubt, or lack, the universe doesn't respond to your thoughts. It responds to the strongest signal, which is your fear. This is the reason so many people struggle to manifest their desires. They may think positive thoughts, recite affirmations, and visualize success. But if their emotions are misaligned, their energy remains fragmented. It's like trying to steer a ship with the sails set in one direction, but the wind blowing against you. The result? Stagnation and frustration. The elite, however, understand this principle deeply. They don't just think successful thoughts, they feel successful. They cultivate and embody the emotions of wealth, power, confidence, and joy. They feel as though they already have what they desire, and that feeling creates a resonance with the reality they're trying to attract. When their thoughts and emotions align, they generate a magnetic force that pulls their desires toward them with ease. This alignment is the secret to effortless manifestation. Thought without emotion is weak, but when you add emotion, your intentions become charged with energy. The universe recognizes this energetic alignment and mirrors it back to you. It's not about pretending or forcing, it's about authentically stepping into the feeling of already being the person who has achieved what you desire. When you master this, you stop chasing your dreams. They start chasing you. You become a magnet for abundance, and your life begins to reflect the harmony between your thoughts, your emotions, and your deepest intentions. This is the power of alignment. Take a moment to pause and reflect on your emotions. Are they truly aligned with the life you aspire to create? Do they match the energy of abundance, joy, and fulfillment? Or are they steeped in fear, doubt, and limitation? The truth is, your emotions are powerful indicators of your vibrational state, and they directly influence what you attract into your life. If your emotions don't align with your desires, it's time to make a shift. This shift requires more than just positive thinking. It involves training yourself to feel as though your dreams are already a reality. Imagine the life you want. How would it feel to wake up every day in that reality? Would you feel grateful, confident, empowered, or joyful? Those are the emotions you need to embody now, even before your desires manifest physically. By cultivating these feelings intentionally, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. This isn't about faking it. It's about stepping into the emotional frequency of the life you're creating. When your thoughts and emotions are in harmony, you unlock a magnetic power that draws your desires to you naturally and effortlessly. Here's a twist that surprises many. The more you need something, the more you push it away. This is because neediness and desperation come from a place of lack, and lack can only create more lack. When you focus on needing something, you're sending out an energetic signal that you don't have it, and the universe mirrors that signal back to you, reinforcing your experience of not having. The top 1% understand this deeply and have mastered the art of detachment. They don't operate from a place of clinging or desperation. Instead, they set clear intentions, align their thoughts and emotions with their desires, and then let go. They don't obsess over outcomes because they trust that the universe is always working in their favor. For them, detachment isn't about indifference. It's about trusting so completely that they no longer feel the need to control every detail. This is where true power lies. When you let go of the need to force outcomes, you open yourself to receive. Detachment creates space for the universe to deliver in ways that often exceed your expectations. It shifts your energy from fear and doubt to faith and certainty, which is a far more magnetic state. Think of it like planting a seed. You prepare the soil, plant the seed, and water it. But then you step back and trust the natural process of growth. You don't keep digging up the soil to check if it's working. You let it unfold. The same is true for manifesting your desires. Set your intentions, align your emotions, and trust the process. When you embody this balance of clarity and surrender, you tap into a flow of creation that is both effortless and profound. Most people spend their entire lives in a constant state of seeking happiness, success, love, purpose, even God. They chase after these things as though they are distant treasures, hidden somewhere outside of themselves. Yet, despite all their striving, true fulfillment seems elusive. The reason is simple. Seeking is rooted in the belief that what you desire is missing. And when you operate from this belief, you unconsciously reinforce a sense of lack. The top 1%, however, have moved beyond seeking into a state of knowing. They understand a profound truth. Everything they desire is already within them. They don't search for happiness, success, or love because they know they are those things. This shift from seeking to knowing changes everything. When you know that abundance is your natural state, you attract it effortlessly. When you know that love flows from within, you don't chase it, you embody it. When you know that power isn't something external, you recognize it as the energy coursing through you. This mindset of knowing isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. It's about understanding that you and the universe are not separate. The creative force that made the stars also made you, and it resides within you. When you embody this awareness, you stop chasing and start creating. You become a magnet for everything you desire because you're no longer operating from a place of lack. Instead, you're acting from a deep, unshakable connection to the abundance and love that already exist within you. The secret the elite have mastered is this: fulfillment doesn't come from seeking something outside yourself. It comes from awakening to the truth that you already have it. Once you know this, life stops being a pursuit and becomes a celebration of what you are. Your beliefs are the foundation of your reality. They serve as the blueprint that the universe uses to construct your life. Every thought you hold, every belief you nurture, acts as an instruction to the world around you. If you believe you're unworthy of success, you unconsciously create circumstances that reinforce that belief. On the other hand, if you believe you're unstoppable, you manifest opportunities, resources, and outcomes that align with that conviction. The truth is, what you believe at your core defines the life you live. The top 1% understand this at a profound level. They don't just adopt empowering beliefs, they ensure their beliefs are fully aligned at both the conscious and subconscious levels. They actively identify and dismantle limiting beliefs that keep them stuck, replacing them with ones that support their vision. They understand that beliefs aren't just passive thoughts. They're energetic patterns that influence every action, decision, and result. This alignment is what sets them apart. So, how do you transform your beliefs? Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Every day, your mind runs internal dialogues, many of which go unnoticed. Are these stories uplifting or limiting? Are they telling you that success is out of reach or that you're capable of achieving anything? Recognize the beliefs that are holding you back. Use proven techniques to reprogram your mind. Tools like visualization, meditation, and affirmations can help install new, empowering beliefs. Visualization allows you to see and feel your desired reality as if it's already yours. Meditation quiets the noise, helping you connect with your higher self. Affirmations repeatedly reinforce positive beliefs, rewiring your subconscious. Embody your new beliefs. True transformation happens when you don't just think empowering thoughts, you live them. Act as if you are already the person who has achieved your goals. Speak, behave, and decide from this elevated mindset. When you align your beliefs with the reality you desire, you unlock a power that can transform your world. The top 1% understand a truth that eludes most. Success is not about occasional bursts of inspiration or motivation. It's about showing up every single day. While many people start strong but give up when progress feels slow, the elite know that consistency is what builds momentum. They embrace the power of steady, disciplined action, understanding that small efforts repeated over time lead to extraordinary results. Think of it like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it's tiny, and the progress seems insignificant. But as it keeps rolling, it gathers mass, picks up speed, and eventually becomes an unstoppable force. This is how success works. It's not about grand gestures or monumental changes in a single moment. It's about the compounded effect of consistent effort, no matter how small it may seem at the start. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. In fact, attempting to do so often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, begin with just one habit, one belief, or one action, and commit to it daily. It could be meditating for 5 minutes, visualizing your goals, journaling, exercising, or dedicating focused time to your craft. What matters most is that you show up, even when it feels insignificant or inconvenient. Over time, this consistency rewires your mind, strengthens your resolve, and builds habits that lead to transformation. Each small act becomes a building block, laying the foundation for the life you desire. The snowball starts to roll, and with patience and perseverance, it becomes unstoppable. Remember, success doesn't come from extraordinary effort once in a while. It's born from ordinary effort practiced consistently. Commit to showing up for yourself every day and watch as your life begins to shift in extraordinary ways. The ultimate truth the top 1% understand is this: you are the divine in action. You are not separate from God, the universe, or the infinite creative force that shapes reality. You are a unique, living expression of the same power that creates stars, moves oceans, and breathes life into everything. This isn't a concept reserved for mystics or spiritual gurus. It's a truth that resides within every person. The difference is, the elite recognize and embrace it fully. When you accept this truth, your perspective on life transforms. You no longer see yourself as small, powerless, or at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you begin to understand that you are an active participant in the divine process of creation. Every thought you think, every intention you hold, every action you take is an extension of this universal force expressing itself through you. And when you live from this understanding, fear dissolves. Fear can only exist in a state of separation. The illusion that you are disconnected from the source of all power, love, and abundance. But when you realize that you are one with the divine, that the same energy that creates worlds also flows through you, fear loses its grip. There is nothing to fear because you are never truly alone, never without the resources to create the life you desire. This realization brings freedom. You no longer live as a victim of circumstance ruled by doubt or hesitation. Instead, you step into a state of trust, knowing that you have access to the infinite wisdom and power of the universe at all times. The divine isn't just around you, it is within you, waiting to be awakened and expressed. When you embody this truth, life stops being a struggle and becomes a profound act of creation. You stop reacting to life and start creating it, fearlessly and with intention. This is your true nature, the divine in action. The top 1% have unlocked a profound secret. They don't try to control reality, they flow with it. They understand that the universe isn't something to dominate, but to align with. By tapping into the divine power within themselves, they shape their lives not through force or struggle, but through harmony and intentional alignment with universal principles. This is not a gift reserved for the few. It's a truth accessible to anyone willing to embrace it, and that includes you. This shift begins when you stop chasing life and start co-creating with it. The elite know that trying to force outcomes only leads to resistance, while alignment leads to ease and flow. They align their thoughts, emotions, and actions with their desired reality, trusting in the divine process rather than fighting against it. In doing so, they unlock a level of creativity, abundance, and fulfillment that feels almost magical. But it's simply the power of divine alignment in action. Now I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop seeking and start knowing? Are you ready to release fear, doubt, and struggle, and instead step fully into your divine power? Because the moment you decide to embrace this truth, everything changes. The barriers you thought were holding you back begin to dissolve. The limits you believed in fade away. It's time to stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. The power to shape your life has been within you all along, waiting to be realized. All it takes is a willingness to trust in the divine flow, to align with the truth of who you are, and to take action from that place of knowing. The life you've always desired isn't just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it. The question is, will you? You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. No, this is divine timing. You've been through storms that would have crushed anyone else. They wronged you, betrayed you, and then had the audacity to paint themselves as the victim. But chosen one, listen carefully. God saw it all. He witnessed every scheme, every lie, and every twisted narrative they used to turn the story in their favor. They thought they could get away with it, but the Lord had already warned them to leave you alone. Now the consequences of their actions are coming, and justice is unfolding before your very eyes. If this message resonates with your spirit, drop a 77 in the comments below as a sign of divine alignment and confirmation that God is fighting for you. Let's declare together that justice is already in motion and that God's chosen will always prevail. Stay tuned, chosen ones, because this is your moment of breakthrough. They didn't just hurt you casually, their actions were calculated. They spread vicious lies to tarnish your reputation, meticulously planting seeds of doubt in the hearts of people around you. These weren't harmless rumors. They were deliberate attempts to destroy everything you had worked for. They whispered into the ears of people you trusted, poisoning relationships and isolating you from your support system. Their goal was to leave you cornered and questioning your own worth. They didn't stop at tarnishing your name. Their attacks extended to every corner of your life. It wasn't enough for them to spread lies and rumors. They wanted to dismantle your very foundation. With calculated cruelty, they sought to make you seem untrustworthy, planting doubt in the minds of anyone who dared to support or believe in you. Their goal wasn't just to hurt you. It was to completely strip you of your credibility and isolate you from the people who mattered most. Their actions went beyond whispers and accusations. They took their schemes to new levels, plotting ways to ensnare you in legal battles, hoping to drag your name through the courts and leave an indelible mark of shame and guilt upon you. They wanted to scar you, not just emotionally, but in ways that would linger, ways that would affect your opportunities, your relationships, and your peace of mind. They sought to build a narrative where you were the villain, and they the innocent victims of your supposed misdeeds. But what they failed to understand is that no scheme escapes the watchful eyes of God. Every step they took, every malicious plan they hatched, God saw it all. Their plots were futile because they were rooted in deceit, and no lie can stand against the truth of God's justice. While they worked in darkness, God was working in the light. His hand of protection shielded you from their worst intentions, ensuring that their plans would ultimately fail. They may have thought they were clever, but God's wisdom far surpasses human cunning. What they meant for your harm, God will use for your elevation. Their attempts to break you were doomed the moment they set their sights on one of God's chosen. Here's the thing. Deception has a way of unraveling itself, exposing the truth in ways no one can anticipate. In their relentless attempts to tarnish your reputation, they unwittingly revealed more about their own character than they ever intended. The lies they spun about you were never truly about who you are. They were a reflection of their own inner darkness. Their actions mirrored their insecurities, fears, and flaws, exposing the envy and bitterness that consumed them. Every seed of deceit they planted has now grown into their downfall. They thought their schemes were foolproof, believing they could manipulate others and escape the consequences. They mistook their cunning for invincibility, never realizing they were up against something far greater than themselves, the power of God's truth and protection. As they twisted the narrative to cast themselves as victims, they may have fooled some people for a time. They cried foul to the world, carefully crafting a facade of innocence while trying to paint you as the villain. But God, who sees the heart, was never deceived. He saw their true intentions, the malice, the jealousy, and the calculated effort to bring harm to one of His chosen. While they worked tirelessly to maintain their charade, God was watching, documenting every lie, every scheme, and every moment of manipulation. Their cries for sympathy may have won over some, but they could never deceive the one who knows all. Their arrogance led them to believe they were untouchable, but they failed to recognize that God's justice never misses its mark. Now, their actions are catching up to them. The truth is surfacing, and the mask they wore is slipping. God's truth is shining a light on their deceit, and their plans are crumbling under its weight. Even when you felt abandoned, isolated, and betrayed, God never left your side. Every tear you cried in the quiet of your room, every desperate plea you whispered when no one else could hear, reached Him. He was there, collecting every tear, hearing every word, and holding you close even when you couldn't feel His presence. It may have seemed like your prayers went unanswered, but nothing could be further from the truth. While you saw stillness, God was at work behind the scenes, orchestrating something far greater than you could imagine. The silence you endured was not neglect, it was preparation. God was aligning circumstances, softening hearts, and orchestrating events in ways only He could. He was putting the right people in place, people who would see the truth and rise to defend you when the time was right. What felt like delay was actually divine timing, a period in which God was carefully laying the foundation for your vindication. You may have wondered if anyone would ever see through the lies, if anyone truly understood the pain you were enduring. But God saw it all. He knew the truth from the very beginning, and He was already raising up individuals who would stand beside you when the moment of truth arrived. These people, handpicked by Him, would not be swayed by deceit or manipulation. When the truth finally comes to light, and it will, you'll see that God's timing was perfect all along. He was not only preparing the stage for your vindication, but also strengthening you in the process. In your darkest moments, He was building within you a resilience and a faith that would sustain you for the blessings and victories to come. God has never left your side, and His plan for you has always been one of redemption and triumph. Make no mistake, their betrayal was never about you. It was a reflection of their own inner struggles and insecurities. They saw something in you, a light, a purpose, a strength that they lacked, and it frightened them. Instead of using that fear as motivation to grow, they allowed it to fester into envy. Rather than addressing their own flaws and shortcomings, they fixated on trying to diminish what made you unique. Your strength, resilience, and unwavering faith became a mirror, reflecting back to them everything they wished they were, but weren't willing to work for. Every time you achieved something, it reminded them of their own stagnation. Every time you stood firm in your values, it exposed their instability and lack of grounding. Your authenticity was like a beacon, illuminating the areas of their lives they were desperate to hide from others, and even themselves. They didn't hate you for anything you did. They hated you for who you are. Your light exposed their darkness, and instead of confronting the shadows within, they tried to snuff out your flame. They believed that by attacking you, they could silence the discomfort you caused them, but they failed to realize that your light wasn't self-made. It was God-given. Their jealousy consumed them, warping their actions and clouding their judgment. They sought to bring you down because they couldn't handle the idea of you continuing to rise. What they didn't realize, though, is that your light doesn't diminish when others try to overshadow it. Instead, every attack against you only amplifies your shine. Their betrayal wasn't about your flaws. It was about their refusal to face their own. They tried to tear you down because they couldn't bear to see you thrive. But their efforts were destined to fail because what God has ordained cannot be undone. Here's the truth. No one can outsmart God. They may have believed they were untouchable, that their carefully crafted lies and manipulations would shield them indefinitely. They operated behind closed doors, building a web of deceit with precision, convinced that their cunning and arrogance would protect them from any consequences. But what they failed to understand is that God sees everything. Every whispered lie, every calculated scheme, every moment of deception, none of it escaped His notice. They thought they could manipulate people and circumstances forever, but God was watching, and His justice is now in motion. The very lies they told to harm you are starting to unravel, and the masks they wore so confidently are slipping. The people they once deceived, the ones who believed their twisted narratives, are beginning to see the truth. Slowly but surely, their facade is crumbling, and the support system they relied on is falling apart. The same manipulative tactics they used to tear you down are now working against them. Their lies are coming back to haunt them, and their actions are being exposed for what they truly are. The web of deceit they wove so meticulously is now ensnaring them, leaving them trapped in the consequences of their own choices. God's justice doesn't miss a beat. What they intended for your harm is turning into their downfall. They underestimated the power of God's truth and the divine protection over your life. Now, the tables are turning, and the light of truth is exposing every corner of their darkness. Their arrogance has led them to this moment, and the weight of their actions is finally catching up with them. While they stumble in the ruins of their deceit, you stand firm, protected and vindicated by the one who never fails. Chosen one. They may have thought they escaped judgment, but no one escapes the reach of their own conscience. Their guilt has become an unrelenting shadow, haunting them day and night. Sleepless nights have become their norm as they toss and turn, unable to escape the constant replay of their actions. Every betrayal, every lie, and every scheme they crafted against you echoes in their minds, a relentless reminder of the pain they caused. Their guilt is not just a passing emotion. It has taken root deep within them, eating away at their peace and stability. No matter how hard they try to distract themselves with work, relationships, or fleeting pleasures, the weight of their actions follows them everywhere they go. It clings to them like a heavy chain, a burden they cannot shake. Outwardly, they may try to appear composed, keeping up appearances and pretending all is well. But behind closed doors, the truth emerges. They are crumbling under the pressure of their own conscience, their minds tormented by the magnitude of their wrongs. The guilt they carry is relentless, surfacing in quiet moments and refusing to be silenced. They can't outrun the spiritual consequences of their betrayal. Every time they face their reflection, they're reminded of the person they've become and the harm they've done. The inner turmoil is their constant companion, gnawing at their sense of self and stripping away any fleeting comfort they may find. What they thought was a victory over you has turned into their own prison. Their conscience has become their judge, ensuring they feel every ounce of the pain they caused. While they struggle under the weight of their guilt, you remain free, shielded by God's grace and moving forward in peace and purpose. Their betrayal has trapped them in a cycle of stagnation. While you are flourishing, growing stronger, and ascending to new heights, they remain stuck in place, unable to move forward. God, in His wisdom, has blocked every avenue of progress for them until they confront the harm they have caused. Their actions, born of malice and jealousy, have not only hurt you, but also set the stage for their own downfall. Now, their relationships are faltering, their ambitions are at a standstill, and the paths they once walked with confidence have become shrouded in confusion and uncertainty. Where they once believed they could manipulate and deceive with ease, they are now met with resistance and failure at every turn. The connections they relied on for support are fraying as the truth of their actions begins to surface. They sowed seeds of malice, believing they could move forward unscathed, but now they are reaping a harvest of suffering. Their attempts to harm you have boomeranged, bringing chaos and disruption into their own lives. Every choice they made to tear you down has led to walls they cannot climb and doors they cannot open. They underestimated the power of God's justice, thinking they could harm His chosen and escape accountability. But God sees all, and His justice is precise. They are now learning that what you plant in the lives of others, you must inevitably harvest in your own. While they remain trapped in this cycle of frustration and spiritual stagnation, you are rising higher than ever. God's favor is upon you, and your life is a testament to His faithfulness. Their actions, meant to destroy you, have only elevated you, leaving them behind to face the consequences of their own choices. Through it all, God's hand has been over your life. Their attempts to harm you, to tear you down, were absorbed by the divine armor God placed around you, a protection they could neither see nor understand. Every scheme they devised, every blow they delivered, was rendered powerless by the unshakable fortress of God's love and grace. They didn't realize that in attacking you, they were waging war against God Himself. What they intended to break you only made you stronger. Their attempts to shake your faith, to sow seeds of doubt and despair, backfired spectacularly. Each challenge they placed in your path became an opportunity for God to build your resilience, fortify your spirit, and deepen your trust in Him. The pain they sought to inflict on you became the catalyst for your growth, refining you into an even stronger version of yourself. God, in His infinite wisdom, turned their acts of malice into tools for preparation. What they meant for your harm, He transformed into stepping stones for the blessings ahead. While they schemed in the shadows, God was working in the light, ensuring that every attack served His purpose of preparing you for greater things. They thought they could derail your purpose, but instead, they were unwitting participants in God's plan to elevate you. The very struggles they orchestrated became the foundation for your future victories. With every blow they delivered, your strength grew. With every falsehood they spread, your faith became unshakable. Through it all, God has been your defender, your shield, and your vindicator, ensuring that no weapon formed against you could ever prosper. Now you stand stronger, more prepared, and ready for the blessings that await. Now is your time to rise, chosen one. The storm they brought into your life has passed, and the skies are clearing. While they remain entangled in the mess they created, bound by the weight of their own actions, you are being lifted higher. God has seen your faithfulness through the trials, and now He is moving you into a new season, a season of peace, purpose, and divine favor. God removed them from your life for a reason. He saw what you couldn't, the darkness in their hearts, the envy in their intentions, and the harm they planned against you. To protect your purpose, He cut them off from your path, ensuring their presence could no longer hinder the destiny He has prepared for you. Though their departure may have felt painful at first, it was a divine act of love and protection. Now you are stepping into a new chapter. The pain they caused is no longer your burden to carry. The bitterness, the anger, the questions of why, none of it has a place in the life God is building for you. You are free, unshackled from the weight of their betrayal, and ready to move forward into a future filled with promise. Your growth and resilience are living proof of God's faithfulness. What they meant to destroy you only strengthened you. What they intended for harm, God used to build your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for greater blessings. This is your moment to embrace the peace that surpasses all understanding, the purpose that has always been yours, and the favor that only God can give. The past no longer holds you. Your focus is forward, toward the incredible destiny God has set before you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what they did. It doesn't mean erasing the memories or dismissing the betrayal. Instead, forgiveness is about releasing the power their actions have over you. It's about freeing your heart from the anger, bitterness, and resentment that threaten to weigh you down. By forgiving, you're not condoning their behavior. You're choosing to no longer let it control your emotions, your peace, or your future. God has something greater for you, a purpose far too important to be tethered to the pain of the past. When you let go of the hurt, you make room for the blessings He's already prepared for you. Bitterness is heavy, and it keeps you anchored in places you were never meant to stay. Forgiveness, however, is a release. It's the key that unlocks the doors to your next level. As you begin to let go, you'll notice something incredible. Your elevation accelerates. The more you release, the lighter you become, and the higher you rise. God has already cleared your path of obstacles and distractions. His blessings are not just waiting for you, they're overflowing, ready to pour into every area of your life. But to fully embrace them, you must let go of what no longer serves you. Forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. It's about reclaiming your joy, your focus, and your power. It's about stepping boldly into the future God has for you without the chains of the past holding you back. The higher you rise, the more you'll see that forgiveness was never a sign of weakness. It was the ultimate act of strength, faith, and freedom. Because you stayed faithful through the trials, God is now honoring you with abundance beyond anything you could have imagined. The peace you once prayed for is now your reality. New opportunities are springing up all around you, and your spirit is growing stronger and more aligned with God's purpose for your life. The very things they tried to take from you, your joy, your reputation, your confidence, are being restored, not just in part, but tenfold. Every tear you shed, every moment you endured in silence was seen by God. He hasn't just remembered your pain, He's transforming it into blessings. Doors that no one can shut are opening before you, and pathways that once seemed blocked are now clear. You are stepping into the manifestation of His promises, walking boldly in the destiny He prepared for you all along. You are living proof that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Their attempts to break you, to crush your spirit, have only served to highlight the resilience and strength within you. Every attack they launched against you was absorbed by God's protection, and instead of defeating you, it refined you. You are stronger now, wiser, and more prepared for the next chapter of your journey. Now you're shining brighter than ever, a beacon of hope and testimony to what God can do when His chosen one remains faithful. The fullness of your divine purpose is unfolding before you, and nothing can stop it. What they meant for harm, God has used for good, and your story is one of triumph, grace, and unshakable faith. Your elevation is just beginning, and the blessings pouring into your life are a testament to God's unmatched faithfulness. Chosen ones, never doubt God's justice. They may have played the victim, but God saw the truth. He will ensure you rise while they face the consequences of their actions. Your victory is already written, and their downfall is inevitable. Keep your heart pure, even in the midst of your elevation. Stay focused on your path, and trust God's perfect timing. As you continue to rise, you will see the scales of justice tip in your favor, and the lies they told will crumble in the light of God's truth. And remember, chosen one, the best is yet to come. God's favor is upon you, and your future is filled with blessings, divine purpose, and peace beyond understanding. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. If this message resonated with you and inspired your faith, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to this channel for more uplifting content. Let's continue to grow together in faith and purpose. Remember, you are never alone. God is with you every step of the way. Stay blessed, chosen ones, and I'll see you in the next video. Have you ever felt like there's something uniquely extraordinary about you? A quiet yet unshakable sense that you're destined for something greater? This is no coincidence. It's a divine calling, intricately woven into the fabric of your being. From the moment your journey began, the universe has been guiding you, preparing you for this exact moment, a season where all you've dreamed of, all you've worked tirelessly for, is about to manifest in ways that will leave you in awe. This is not just another chapter of your life. This is the threshold of transformation, the final step before you step into limitless abundance, profound success, and a wealth of opportunities beyond your imagination. The millions you've envisioned, the impact you've longed to make, and the life of purpose you've always dreamed of are not mere fantasies. They are your divine inheritance. As you prepare to step into this monumental shift, remember, every hardship, every tear, every sleepless night, and every challenge has been part of your preparation. Nothing you've faced has been random. You've been chosen, not by chance, but because of your resilience, faith, and the light you carry. And now, the universe is ready to reward you beyond anything you've ever imagined. Being a chosen one isn't about luck, talent, or privilege. It's about the strength of your spirit. Your journey has not been easy. You've faced relentless trials, endured moments of doubt, and experienced setbacks that could have easily broken you. Yet, you persevered. You stood firm in your faith, trusting that a greater purpose was being fulfilled even when the path seemed unclear. Think back to those moments when life tested you, when you wondered why nothing seemed to work out. Those were not setbacks. They were stepping stones, sharpening your character and fortifying your soul. Every struggle you overcame has shaped you into the resilient, powerful person you are today. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and it doesn't choose just anyone for this path. You were chosen because of your unwavering faith and your ability to rise above adversity. Like Joseph, who was betrayed, imprisoned, and seemingly forgotten, only to rise as a ruler of Egypt. Your trials were preparing you for a destiny far greater than you could have envisioned. Your resilience has proven that you are not only capable of handling abundance, but that you are destined to lead, inspire, and transform lives. You are standing on the precipice of greatness. The tests you've endured were not punishments but preparations. Every tear shed and every obstacle overcome has brought you closer to this moment. Now, as you take this final step, know that the rewards ahead are not just material. They are spiritual, emotional, and deeply fulfilling. The millions that are flowing into your life are not a coincidence. They are part of a divine plan, a tool for your mission. This wealth is not simply for personal gain. It is meant to empower you to uplift others, create meaningful change, and fulfill your purpose. Society often pits spirituality and wealth against each other, but as a chosen one, you understand that money is energy. It is a resource meant to be used for good. This is your time to break free from limiting beliefs about scarcity and step fully into the abundance mindset. You are no longer bound by past struggles or societal expectations. The universe has deemed you worthy, and the millions you are about to receive are just the beginning of a life filled with overflow, joy, and divine alignment. For too long, you may have undervalued your worth. You've been taught to believe that wanting wealth is selfish, or that spirituality requires living in lack. But it's time to release those false narratives. Abundance is your birthright. As Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us, it is God who gives you the ability to produce wealth. Your millions are not just rewards, they are a reflection of the inner work, faith, and perseverance you've cultivated over the years. True abundance transcends material wealth. It embodies a life filled with love, peace, fulfillment, opportunities, and the freedom to live in harmony with your highest purpose. Imagine waking up each day with a deep sense of contentment, knowing that you are walking in alignment with your divine calling. The stresses and anxieties that once weighed heavily on your heart will dissipate, replaced by a profound sense of ease and flow. This is the beauty of embracing a new reality where everything you need, whether it's resources, connections, or inspiration, flows to you effortlessly. Adopting an abundance mindset is the key to unlocking this reality. It begins with the understanding that the universe is limitless, teeming with endless possibilities and blessings. There is no scarcity in a divine system. Every need can and will be met. As a chosen one, you are uniquely connected to this infinite stream of prosperity. You are not separate from abundance, you are a part of it. By shifting your perspective, you align yourself with the energy of plenty, allowing blessings to manifest in your life naturally. This mindset requires trust. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in your own worthiness to receive. Every prayer you've whispered and every dream you've held close to your heart is known to the divine. In perfect timing, these desires will manifest, often in ways far greater than you imagined. By releasing fears of lack and embracing the certainty of abundance, you step into a reality where miracles unfold effortlessly. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring you a life rich in joy, purpose, and limitless possibilities. You are destined for greatness, and abundance is your birthright. Gratitude is the cornerstone of true abundance, a profound spiritual principle that unlocks the flow of blessings into your life. It is more than an emotion. It is an energetic force that connects you to the divine, amplifying the good that already exists and making space for even greater blessings to manifest. Gratitude acts as a magnet, drawing abundance toward you by aligning your energy with the frequency of receiving. When you give thanks, not only for what you have now but also for the blessings on their way, you signal to the universe that you are ready for more. As you prepare to step into your season of overflow, let gratitude flow freely from your heart. Take time each day to reflect on your journey, the trials you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, and the moments of grace that carried you through. Think back to the times when giving up seemed like the easier choice, but you pressed on with faith. Celebrate those small victories, for they paved the way for the major breakthroughs you're now experiencing. Luke 16:10 reminds us, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Your consistent gratitude, even in seasons of lack, has demonstrated your readiness to handle the abundance that is coming. Gratitude cultivates humility and fosters a deep awareness of the divine partnership in your life. Let this gratitude not only dwell in your heart but also radiate through your actions. Use it as a daily practice, a quiet moment of reflection or an intentional act of kindness that honors the blessings already in your life. As you live with a grateful spirit, you align with the limitless flow of the universe, inviting blessings beyond measure and stepping fully into the abundance that is your divine birthright. Faith has been your anchor throughout this journey. It has carried you through storms, guided you in darkness, and kept you grounded when everything seemed uncertain. Now, as you stand on the brink of manifesting your dreams, it's time to double down on that faith. Believe with every fiber of your being that the millions, the success, and the abundance are already yours. Faith is not the denial of reality but the ability to see beyond it, creating a new one through trust in the divine plan. It's a powerful force that empowers you to rise above challenges and move forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Faith allows you to envision a future where obstacles are stepping stones and limitations are transformed into possibilities. It's the quiet assurance that no matter how difficult things may seem, you are supported by a higher power guiding you toward your destiny. When doubts creep in, and they will, pause and reflect on how far you've already come. Consider the trials you've faced and the strength you've found to persevere. Each of those moments was a testament to your faith, a reminder of the unshakable foundation you've built. The same faith that carried you through the storms will now guide you into a season of abundance and fulfillment. As 1 Corinthians 10:13 promises, God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. This is a divine assurance that you will never face more than you are prepared to handle. Similarly, the universe's timing is perfect. It grants blessings and opportunities only when you are truly ready. The success coming your way has been carefully aligned with your growth, ensuring you have the wisdom and capacity to embrace it fully. Success can feel overwhelming, especially when it arrives after years of trials, perseverance, and hardship. It's natural to question whether you're truly deserving of this newfound abundance or worry that it might change who you are. These doubts, while human, are unnecessary burdens that no longer serve you. Let go of them now. You are ready for this success. Every challenge you've faced has prepared you, every setback has refined you, and every victory has strengthened you for this moment. It's important to understand that wealth does not corrupt. It amplifies what is already within. If your heart is grounded in purpose and aligned with the divine, your abundance will reflect that alignment. Proverbs 3:9-10 reminds us to honor the Lord with your wealth. This is the key to using success as a tool for good. Your blessings are not meant to isolate or inflate you. They are meant to expand your mission, uplift others, and make a meaningful impact. As a chosen one, you are uniquely equipped to handle this responsibility with grace and intention. Think of Joseph, who rose from betrayal and imprisonment to a position of immense power. His success wasn't just about personal gain, it served a greater purpose. His influence saved countless lives and brought restoration to his family. In the same way, your success is a divine appointment, part of a larger plan to inspire and uplift those around you. Your rise will serve as a beacon of hope, showing others what faith, perseverance, and trust in the divine can achieve. Celebrate your success with joy and humility. This moment is not an accident. It's the culmination of everything you've worked toward and believed in. Rejoice in your accomplishments, but remain rooted in gratitude and purpose. Your wealth is not just a reward. It is a resource entrusted to you for a higher mission. With every step you take, remember that this is only the beginning of what the universe has in store. Let your success be a light for others, proving that greatness is possible for those who stay faithful. This is your time to thrive, chosen one. M2. The millions flowing into your life are far more than a measure of financial success. They are a divine resource, entrusted to you for a greater purpose. While they will undoubtedly provide personal comfort and freedom, Their ultimate purpose goes far beyond that. This wealth is a tool, meant to empower you to fuel your mission and amplify the light you carry within. It's an opportunity to make a profound impact, supporting your loved ones, uplifting your community, and creating opportunities for those in need. This is the true essence of abundance, using it as a force for good. Wealth in the hands of a chosen one is transformational. It is not simply about accumulating material things, but about building something greater, something that leaves a lasting legacy. Imagine the lives you can touch, the hope you can restore, and the possibilities you can create for others. Your abundance has the power to ripple outward, inspiring change and spreading light in ways you might not yet even comprehend. Luke 12:48 reminds us of an essential truth. To whom much is given, much will be required. This isn't a burden, but a call to action, a sacred responsibility to use your blessings wisely. The millions you are about to receive come with the divine expectation that you will honor this trust, using your resources not just for personal gain, but to uplift and transform lives. Whether it's through charitable giving, mentoring, or creating systems of support, your wealth is a means to manifest divine purpose in the world. Embrace this responsibility with open arms and an open heart. Use your abundance to serve those around you, lifting them out of darkness and into possibility. This is why you've been chosen, not just to prosper, but to lead by example, showing others what is possible when faith, alignment, and abundance come together. Let your actions speak of your gratitude and purpose, turning your wealth into a beacon of hope that shines brightly for all to see. This is the true power of abundance, not just to receive, but to give, to serve, and to inspire. The signs of your transformation and abundance are all around you, if you take a moment to truly see them. Opportunities are appearing, often in unexpected ways. Doors that once seemed firmly shut are now swinging wide open, inviting you to step through. Synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that align perfectly with your goals, are unfolding, confirming that you are moving in the right direction. These are not random events. They are the universe's whispers, affirming that the millions and blessings you've envisioned are already on their way to you. Trust these signs. They are a divine language, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your destiny. Your intuition, that still, small voice within, is leading you to the right people, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities. Listen to it. This guidance is the universe aligning every detail to ensure that your path to abundance is clear and purposeful. However, signs alone are not enough. They require action. Take inspired action when opportunities arise, even if they seem challenging or push you out of your comfort zone. Move boldly, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the abundance you deserve. Just as Moses parted the Red Sea, it wasn't simply faith, but faith combined with action that allowed the miracle to unfold. In the same way, your willingness to act will open the way for the universe to deliver what has always been meant for you. This is a partnership between you and the divine. The universe provides the signs and opportunities, but it is your courage, trust, and action that turn possibilities into reality. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, and the abundance you've dreamed of is closer than ever. The miracles are already in motion. Trust the process and take your rightful place in your destiny. As your millions begin to flow into your life, remember to pause and celebrate this incredible moment. Celebration is far more than just an outward expression of joy. It is a sacred act of gratitude, a powerful acknowledgement of the journey that has brought you here. Every trial you endured, every lesson you learned, and every victory along the way deserves to be honored. Celebration is your way of saying thank you to the divine for the blessings that have unfolded and continue to flow into your life. Take time to reflect on how far you've come. Consider the hardships you overcame, the perseverance you demonstrated, and the faith that carried you through even the most uncertain times. Let this moment of celebration be a reminder of your strength and resilience, You didn't arrive here by accident. It was through divine alignment, unwavering belief, and purposeful action that you reached this season of abundance. There are many ways to celebrate, and the most meaningful ones will reflect your unique journey. Perhaps it's through quiet reflection, taking time to meditate or journal about your gratitude for this milestone. Maybe it's sharing your blessings with loved ones, expressing your appreciation for those who supported you along the way. Or perhaps it's treating yourself to something special, a symbolic gesture that marks this moment as a turning point in your life. Whatever form your celebration takes, let it be authentic and heartfelt. This is not just about rejoicing in your wealth. It's about honoring the divine partnership that made it possible. Celebrate with humility and gratitude, knowing that your abundance is both a reward and a tool for greater purpose. By embracing this moment with joy, you open your heart to even more blessings, ensuring that the flow of abundance continues to expand in your life. The millions you are about to receive are not the end of your journey, but the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter filled with limitless possibilities. With great wealth comes even greater opportunities to uplift others, inspire change, and lead with purpose. This is your moment to embrace your abundance with gratitude, faith, and a clear sense of divine purpose. Trust that everything in your life has prepared you for this exact time. The best is yet to come, and your journey is just beginning. Chosen one, step boldly into your abundant future, knowing that the universe has orchestrated this season of overflow just for you. Rise with confidence, grace, and a heart open to all the blessings ahead. You were made for this moment. We are so grateful to have you here, walking this path of purpose and faith. If this message has inspired you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and join this growing community of faith and empowerment. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could encourage someone else. Let's continue to rise together, chosen one. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your time is now.